talk about the Super Regionals he called, the Southern Miss, Ole Miss Super Regional. I was hoping it would be the Southern Miss LSU. I think secretly deep down he was hoping it would be the Ole Miss LSU Super Regional in Alex Box. Obviously, number one overall pick. One of the voices of college baseball, also one of the voices of the Baltimore Orioles. One of our friends, a friend of mine. I've got to meet him a lot over the years. I got to have some really good conversations with him. Hopefully he can teach me how to hunt and bring me on his hunting leases at some point. In the winter, I'm not very good. I think that's a little dangerous. But we're going to welcome Ben McDonald to the show from Omaha. Big Ben, thank you. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, man, my pleasure. I tell you what, always good to chat with you and catch up. And in a wonderful place, you know something about Omaha, Nebraska, and 8 programs and a bunch of young men are trying to chase their dreams this weekend. They've come a long way to get where they are. And, boy, it kicks off this weekend on Friday. We'll crank it up, and we'll see who's going to be the national champion. We'll crown the national champion very, very soon now.
Absolutely. To me, some of the most exciting times in Omaha, obviously outside of winning the national championship or the games, are like the couple days leading up, because you have the practice, you have the batting practice on the field with the fans out there spectating. The first time you're at the stadium. Now, I've never been at the new stadium, but just going to the old Rosenblatt, you can kind of feel the history, and you kind of start to feel those butterflies. But to me, that was always a good thing leading up into the first game. I know you got there today. Have you talked to some of the players? Have you kind of felt that energy and those butterflies from those guys right now?
Well, there's a lot of buzz around the hotel right now. I hadn't met any of the players and talked to teams. We do that all day tomorrow. So tomorrow's the day they all take BP on the field. We get a chance to visit with the coaches, a visit with the players, and they take their team pictures and do all their stuff tomorrow. So all 8 teams will work out starting about 8:30 in the morning. So I'll be over there bright and early in the morning, get a chance to visit with everybody. So I'm looking forward to that, man. It's an exciting time. It'll just get more exciting as we get closer to Friday afternoon.
Ben, what's going on, man? This is Jared here.
Hey, what's going on?
Not too much, dude. So you talk about this. I was wondering, is there any particular team that you've kind of followed all year that's made it here that you're kind of excited about finally seeing in person and kind of seeing these guys, do their thing up close and personal?
Well, I mean, I saw Arkansas once and saw Ole Miss this past weekend for the very first time. Saw Auburn once during the year. And, of course, I had Texas A&M 3 times when they opened up conference play against LSU. So I've seen the SEC teams that are here. Have not seen Texas, have not seen Notre Dame, obviously have not seen Oklahoma or Stanford. But the Texas team to me is very interesting because it's not a typical Texas team that we normally see. Normally when you hear about Texas, you hear about the really good arms and an outstanding defense. And the offense is just normally okay. It's good enough because the pitching and the defense is really good. This Texas team is a little bit different. I know you guys have probably heard of and followed Ivan Melendez. They call him the Hispanic Titanic.
Hey, is that the best nickname in college baseball? Because I think it is. I mean, that's unbelievable.
I think it is, and the numbers he's put up, man. I mean, look, it's a kid that's hitting .396. He set the BB Corbat record with 32 home runs, and he's driven in 94 runs this year. Probably going to be the National Player of the Year, probably win the Golden Spikes Award as well. So this Texas team is a very physical lineup. I think it's 7 or 8 guys that are double-digit home runs right now, and, of course, led by Melendez. And the pitching is still solid. The defense is still very, very good. But the difference this year is the offense for them is over, off the charts. And we'll talk later. I'm sure you guys know about the ball flying out of the ballpark and the home runs and going to college. It's a totally – I mean, it's back in the gorilla ball days is where it's at, and it's a crazy – here's a number for you guys. Last year we had 3 teams that hit 100 or more home runs in all of college baseball. We have 19 that have done it this year. And if Ole Miss hits 1 home run here in Omaha, and I'm sure they will, we'll have 20 teams that will hit 100 or more home runs. So I don't know what they did to the baseballs this past year, but whatever they did, they injected them with helium or something. But the balls are flying out at a record pace.
If the bats ain't doing it, something's going on with the ball. Huh?
Hey, there's a lot of ball controversy, not just in pro baseball now. I guess it's trickled down to college baseball. They can manipulate the baseballs and make them do what they want. You talked about a bunch of There's a bunch of storylines obviously going into Omaha. One of them obviously is how dominant. I think everybody knows how dominant the SEC is. I don't think they realize how dominant The SEC has 4 teams in Omaha, as you know, obviously. And not only do they have 4 teams, that one division of the SEC has 4 teams. To me, that's pretty outrageous. Great by the selection committee not matching them up against each other in supers. And then you have some of the underdogs. I think the parity of college baseball has been unbelievable to see. You see Notre Dame go down and beat the almighty Tennessee Volunteers, which I'm very excited about because I was not a huge fan of them. We can get into that a little bit later on. But then you have teams like Texas, who's a blue blood. Then you have, other teams like Oklahoma who got hot at the end. Talk to me about those storylines. I know I just gave you a lot to digest there, but I think that's what makes college baseball so fun, especially when you get to Omaha. You don't really know what's going to happen.
Well, look, you guys know this better than anybody. It's not the best team in the country. It's the teams that are playing the best towards the end are the ones that tend to get here, And I think you could start with Oklahoma and how they got hot. I mean, they won 15 of their last 20 ball games and won the Big 12 tournament and just got hot and got going in. Now, Texas A&M's been a little bit of a different animal, I mean, Jim Schlossnagle comes over from TCU, and look, he realized he had some deficiencies early. He hit the transfer portal and brought in like 15 new faces, and it's almost like he was making a gumbo. He just threw all these pieces in a pot, and hoped that it would come out right. And he came out smelling like a rose. I mean, and A&M won their final 7 SEC weekends, which is really hard to do, as you guys know. And, of course, they had the regional there in College Station and the super regional as well and played really well. So it's a very interesting team to me, too. Notre Dame is kind of the underdog in all this. And but I'll tell you this about Notre Dame. Notre Dame and Lincoln Jarrett went to Mississippi State last year to a super regional, the eventual national champion. They got a taste of what big-time college baseball was all about. They had that super environment last year, and they came up just 1 or 2 runs short. They took Mississippi State to a game 3 in the super regional last year and just barely lost out. But I think they returned a veteran bunch and a team that walked into Knoxville and said, you know what, guys, we've been here before. I know it's the number 1 team, but we don't have anything to lose. And they weren't intimidated by Tennessee or the environment over there. And, look, just played outstanding. So Notre Dame's a team that's going to be fun to watch. They really are pitching heavy. They're defensive heavy with just a very average offense. And so it's going to be wonderful to see how they perform. Is this the year for Dave Van Horn in Arkansas, right? I mean, Van Horn's been, 9 times he's been to the College World Series, 7 times with Arkansas. And we know the monster year they had last year and the curse of the number 1 seed lives last year and it lived again this year. And everybody thought Arkansas was going to make it to Omaha and be the real projected winner or the favorite to win it. And of course, they get upset the super regional there in Fayetteville to North Carolina State last year, you know? And so you guys know the story. I mean, it's crazy to think, but when the field expanded to 64 teams way back in 1999, Miami Hurricanes were the number 1 overall seed. They won the national championship that year. Since then, the number 1 seed has not won the national championship here in Omaha. That's how hard it is. And that's why I think this, college baseball is the greatest sport in the world to me because, if Alabama in football is ranked number 1, I mean, Notre Dame could go in there ranked 22nd and they could play them 100 times and they probably wouldn't beat Alabama 2 out of 3 times. There's no way they can beat Alabama in Tuscaloosa 2 out of 3 times in football. But in baseball, it can happen like it did this year, And so, boy, you go down with Ole Miss. They got the fewest amount of wins. 37 wins is all they have, but yet here they are in Omaha. And you guys know the water was hot around Mike Bianco about 6 weeks ago. There was some folks rumbling, right? I mean, oh, my gosh, Ole Miss. Because, look, there were a lot of expectations, and they were ranked number 1 early in the year. Then the bottom just fell out for them. And, boy, you turned around and you wondered if they'd even make the conference tournament. But they got a little bit hot there toward the end, 1-2 of their 3 final SEC weekends. But then they go 0-1 in Hoover, and people start saying, well, I don't even know if Ole Miss is going to make the tournament, but they probably were the 64th team to get in, and you turn around, and they just totally elevated their game. Yep. The pitching has really come together. The defense got better. So, and the offense has always been good, led by Tim Elko, of course. Right. So, look, I can't tell you who the favorite is. If Tennessee would have made it here, obviously they'd have been the favorite. But I don't know who the favorite is here because I feel like all these teams are so equally matched. I really think it's just going to be the team who's playing the best here that comes through this thing.
Yeah, Ben, I mean, you speak about Ole Miss right here, and I was thinking the same thing. We've seen it a lot being so familiar with this league as the SEC is that you see teams that really catch a blaze at the back third of that SEC schedule end up doing some pretty special things, even if, like you said, they don't go to the actual SEC tournament and show out great. They still end up doing some special things. How long do you think that this Ole Miss team can keep riding this blaze that they've basically been on? Because as we've seen them, they started the year one, kind of struggle. Hitting pretty much kind of does the job and really catches fire, but then they go down to Southern Miss and literally blank them for 2 days straight. How long do you think they can keep this thing going?
Look, I think that in some ways they feel like they're playing with house money right now. And, when you're not expected to and you don't have the pressure on you, sometimes that frees you up to play a lot free and easier. And I feel like that's what Ole Miss is doing. I feel like they went home early from Hoover. I feel like they had a chance to hit the reset button. They didn't know if they were going to get in. When they finally heard their names called on selection Monday, it's almost like they got their second wind in some ways and said, okay, look, we're not really supposed to be here. Let's go have some fun. And, boy, they walked into Coral Gables down in Miami, who was a top 8 national seed, and they go 3-0 in that one. They beat Arizona, and they beat Miami 2-1, and they blow out Arizona again 22-6 in that final game. And they walk into Southern Miss, and you just don't know because Southern Miss got the number 2 pitching staff in the entire country. And Ole Miss has not thrown, to that point, had not thrown a shutout the entire season. And all they do,
catching a blaze, like I said.
That's
baseball.
how crazy. Yeah, that's how crazy the game is, right? Yeah. I mean, they don't, not even against Monmouth State on a Tuesday night in Oxford do they throw a shutout, and yet they walk into Southern Miss and blank them twice. Are you kidding me? And so, but I tell you what, give Mike Bianco credit, give that coaching staff, give those kids credit for saying, you know what? We're going to stick to our game plan. We're going to stay the course here, and we're going to turn it around. And I think the key for Ole Miss is Dylan DeLucia, who was in the bullpen when the season began, and so was that freshman Hunter Elliott, who was unbelievable the other day. They both started the year in the bullpen. And just out of necessity, Mike Bianco said, you know what, I got to try something different with this weekend rotation. And he inserted those guys in there about halfway through the SEC schedule, and something started to click for the pitching staff, and they kind of found their way, and all of a sudden the defense that was really, really bad, kind of like LSU's defense all year long, all of a sudden they quit making errors, and they started pitching it really well, and the defense really, really got clean. And, of course, that offense, with Tim Elko and Graham and Gonzalez and Chotney and all those guys really started to fire it up even more, and you turn around and here they are at the College World Series. So good for Mike Bianco, good for Ole Miss, first time here since 2014. And the cool thing about all 4 of our SEC teams that are in Omaha here, none of the 4 programs have ever won a national title. And so maybe if one of these teams can pull it out, you're going to have a school win a national title for the first time.
And I think a lot of people, even in Baton Rouge, are on the Ole Miss bandwagon a little bit. Obviously, LSU didn't make it to Omaha, but I think just because of the Bianco story and what he did and was able to turn around, a lot of people are on Ole Miss from Baton Rouge. But as much people are on Ole Miss, I say that to get to this, that's how many people are off Tennessee right now. Have you ever seen a team like that and be nationally absolutely rooted against because of the way that they played the game? Because, look, I'm all for baseball being fun, but that was borderline, and I know you work for the SEC Network and have your things or whatever, but from a Ben McDonald first overall pitcher perspective, that was borderline Bush League what they were doing at the tournament and basically all year, and I wanted to get your thoughts.
Well, look, and I asked Tony Vitello that, off the set privately. I said, your guys play with a lot of emotion. And he said, Ben, I've given them a longer leash. I said, well, why is that, Coach? He said, well, I'll tell you this. He said, not many guys or not many people know this about my team, but these kids go to class every day. They make great grades. He said, they're awesome in our community. They go out, they visit the hospitals, and they do everything with youth league baseball. He said they come to practice every day, and they work their tails off every day. So I've allowed them to express themselves a little bit more than what most coaches would. Remember, Tony V's kind of a young dude, right? And he's kind of a passionate guy, too. And he gets really amped up, too. But it's hard to argue it hasn't worked for him because, look, they're the only team in college baseball that's won 50 or more games each of the last 2 seasons. Nobody else has done that, And look at it this way. Tennessee won more games this year than Notre Dame played this year, okay? And that's how of a dominant year that Tennessee had. Now, do I agree with all the shenanigans? No, I don't. I think it's a little bit different. But look, the game's different, guys. I mean, I'm way older than y'all are, and that was never even, in y'all's time, we started to have a few bat flips, and guys would watch a ball and take off, and Tennessee kind of took it to a totally different level. It's just one of those programs
Bad
that
news
you either
Bears.
well, you either love them or you hate them. Like,
Right.
there's no in between with it. Like,
There's
all
49
the other
states that
schools,
can argue
Yeah.
one way.
But I always tell people this. I remember a kid by the name of LSU by the name of Bo Jordan back in the day. And you
Yeah.
guys know where I'm going with this.
Yep,
Who
I
hit a
do.
line drive right back up the middle and told the pitcher as he ran down to first base that LSU's number one. So
Is that what he said?
I always tell people, I say, listen, it's unusual, but it is not new in our game. We have seen this before, and so it's just a very passionate team. But in some ways, I think it's kind of good for college baseball because, man, you either really love them or you freaking hated them, you
Right.
know. And I think a lot of people sort of pulling against Tennessee, but I can tell you this: Tony Vitello does a good job there. It's a little bit different than what we typically see, but I don't think Tennessee's going anywhere fast. Like they're going to be in the conversation every year of making it to Omaha. I think in the next few years.
Yeah, absolutely. He's done a really good job. They're extremely talented. They just got the shortstop transfer from Kansas. Like they're just going to obviously add to it. I think being a younger guy does that, helps him as a coach. You are one of the voices of college baseball. You're one of the voices of SEC baseball. So obviously I know that you have to have on air an unbiased opinion, but you are also one of the legends that came from LSU, and I know LSU is near and dear to your heart. What is your thoughts on the year, and what do you think? What do you want to see from the Tigers in the offseason with the transfer portal happening, and to see like them improve on next year?
Well, I mean, look, I really think Jay stepped in and did a nice job. LSU, as you guys know more than anybody, is a different kind of place, and the expectations, and when you sign on to be a coach at LSU, it is just different than it is at most places. And for a guy that stepped in the first year, I can't give Jay an A because the only way you get an A at LSU is you make it to Omaha, but
Right.
I'll give him a solid B on the year. I think, look, when we went into this, we knew that pitching was going to be the weak spot for LSU. And if anybody would have told me that LSU would have the number 4 pitching staff in the SEC this year, and back in February, I'd have said there's no way. But that's what they were able to put together. And so I felt like they overachieved on the mound. Having said that, the pitching, and I was worried about this because the starters couldn't give length on the weekend. You had to run your relievers out there a lot. And I felt like that Gervais and I felt like the others, Riley Cooper, and I felt like Razelman got used a bunch out of necessity. And I felt like the tank was a little bit empty for those guys going down the stretch. And I think that's what hurt LSU, And then Fontenot was great at times, and he'd kind of go off the grid for a while. Just wasn't a whole lot of consistency with Fontenot. And so, but all in all, I think they performed well. Jay had what he had, and it's a good thing. I mean, look, don't forget, Jay brought in Riley Cooper.
Right.
He brought in Bryce Collins with him. He went and got Gervais. He went and got Razelman. So where would LSU pitching be without what Jay went and got? Now, having said that, how do you get back on top? Well, I think Jay, one thing I knew about Jay here in Omaha way before he became the LSU coach, because I had him here for 2 years. He took Arizona to the College World Series. The word on the street always about Jay was, you ain't going to outwork him, you ain't going to out-recruit him, and you just ain't going to beat him in those categories. And he's proven that this year. As you guys know, Jay is married to the game, and he sleeps, eats, and breathes baseball. I had a pro scout tell me in Hoover the other day, he said, Ben, this class that LSU has signed is the number 1 recruiting class in the country. And he said the draft's going to steal half of them for sure. But he said even if half of those guys end up on campus, it's still going to be the number 1 recruiting class in the country. That's how strong it is. Now, you factor in the recruiting or the portal that's out there, and I already saw that Jay went and got the pitcher from Creighton the other day, who was the conference pitcher of the year 2 years in a row at Creighton. He's a weekend rotation piece. But I know Jay's still working really hard on some middle infielders, on some pitching. I think pitching is his number 1 goal right now, And so I like where LSU is right now. I think Jay's a go-getter. I don't think this stuff happens overnight, although it can with the portal that's out there. And Texas A&M proved that this year. If you hit right on the portal, you got a chance to turn it around quickly. But I think the future's really bright in Baton Rouge. I really do. I think Jay and them are going to be hosting regionals next year. I have no doubt about that. And I like where it is right now. But let's all keep our fingers crossed if you're a Tiger fan, man, that the draft doesn't steal too many of these kids away, because if Jay gets lucky on a couple more that maybe are kind of sitting on the fence, this could be a very, very special year next year for LSU.
Yeah, and he's got – I mean, the offense obviously brings back a lot. You have Dylan Cruz, who I think is going to be the #1 draft pick in the country next year. What I think is going to happen, which I think that the recruiting coordinator has already taken a job out in Kansas. There's rumors that Jason Kelly is the leading candidate for the Washington job. How much of a challenge is that for a new head coach coming into a new conference in an area that he's not really used to, and he's kind of just getting his feet wet, brings in a whole new staff, and now basically 2/3 of his staff is gone? How much of a difficult job is that going to be outside of just recruiting and outside of managing a transfer portal and all of that?
Well, it's going to be huge, and that's something that he didn't need on his plate right now, right?
Yeah,
when you got such a big turnover going on right now, and I'm starting to hear rumors of the kids that were basically told that might not be a spot for you next year, you better start looking elsewhere, because there's going to be a big turnover, and Jay didn't need that extra headache of trying to find a pitching coach and trying to find others to be on his coaching staff. So that's just extra headaches for him right now. So I know he's busy. He's probably not sleeping but 2 hours a night if he's even sleeping at all. So he's trying to get it all done. There's been rumor the Southern Miss pitching coach, Ostrander, who I think is outstanding, could be a potential pitching coach candidate if LSU does lose Kelly, and I heard the same rumor too. It sounds like that's almost a done deal that Kelly may be going and going to be a head coach somewhere, and so you hate that for Jay. He didn't need that, but it's part of what happens when you have success and you do well. And clearly pitching, they did well this year, and so it's not a huge surprise, but I know Jay's out beating the bushes along with everything else. So he'll deal with it. Look, it's been a tough year for him in a lot of different ways, but he'll deal with it fine.
Who on this LSU team that is obviously going to probably be coming back next year do you think could possibly make the biggest jump and make the biggest impact on next year's team?
Well, I tell you what, Trey Morgan for me is one that still had an outstanding year, but he played hurt for most of the year with his leg. And you guys know as hitters, you need your lower half to perform, and I felt like he still hit well at times, Trey did, but I feel like there's more pop in that bat for him. Like, I feel like he's a 15-homer guy if he's healthy on the bottom half. So I think he'll get a little bit bigger and physical, and he could be a guy that really hits you home runs. I'm with you on Dylan Cruz. I don't know if I've seen a more complete player in college baseball. We always throw the term five-tool around, and that's a difficult term to throw around because it's a special player that really has 5 true tools. But Cruz has that,
Yeah.
I think if Dugas comes back, he brings you a lot of experience, a guy you can plug in right away. Joe Bear's one for me, right? I mean, he's one that hit, 16 or 18 homers this year, first time playing big-time college ball. I think he could be a big part of that offense. I think Jordan Thompson's going to stick around offensively. He was solid this year, but I'm hearing that Jay's really hunting hard for middle infielders, and there's a few guys out there that he's pretty much got, I think, penciled in right now as transfer portal type guys. And so there's going to be a lot going on. The pitcher that I want to see develop is Ty Floyd. I still think Ty Floyd is a dude, right? But I don't know how you've been around a couple years and you don't have a consistent off-speed pitch yet. I love his fastball. It's got a high spin rate to it. It really jumps, and he can use it. But if that kid, man, if he can develop a decent slider and a decent changeup, I think he's a weekend rotation piece for you. I really do. I think he's got that kind of stuff in him, And then maybe Gervais and maybe Razelman, maybe, I think they're 50-50. If they don't get the money they want in this draft, and that would be huge to get one or both of those guys back. I don't know that they come back, but depending on what that number is and where they get drafted, you could see one of those two guys come back, and that'd be huge to back in that bullpen.
It kind of seemed like Ty Floyd started to figure out the secondary pitches towards the end of the year, and you could see the effect that it had, on his outings. He's starting to lengthen up a little bit, and Jay kind of gave him a little bit of a longer leash, and he was having a little bit more success. But I'm with you. I like watching him pitch. I think it's, you don't have to have necessarily a dominant 2 or 3 pitch, but you have to have a good one, something that's respectable to where you can land it. And if your fastball is not, as jumpy as it normally is, or if it's getting hit, you need something to keep them off balance. I'm with you. Circle back to the state of college baseball, right? when we were like, I grew up watching LSU. I grew up in college, the world of college baseball. I loved it. We were here. It's a little different down south than it is most places. It seems to me that college baseball is in a better state than it has ever been, and at least in my lifetime. I feel like the parity of college baseball is great. I feel like there's smaller teams that Southern Miss and Campbell and all these teams that were really good, Notre Dame, and I think that all of those mixed together is really good for college baseball. Is that something that you're seeing, or is that something that I'm wrong on?
No, I think you're right on that. There's one thing to that, though. This transfer portal stuff is where it becomes difficult, and I'm not a huge fan of the portal. I'm just not. I think it's too hard for coaches to have to continue to recruit their own players they have on campus. And I think in some ways, some coaches are scared to maybe coach like they want to coach, to really get on kids to try to get the best out of them, because I think some kids will just take their ball and go somewhere else if coach is too hard on them,
Right.
And I feel for the mid-majors that are out there, because you work so hard as a mid-major and you're really taking, in some cases, leftovers that nobody else really wanted at mid-majors. None of the Power Fives want them, and you go develop those kids, and we're seeing what's happening, right? I mean, the big Power Fives are swooping in with NIL deals and other stuff, and they're taking those kids away. We can look around. I mean, Sonny DeShera, where he came from, I mean, look where Dolander, the SEC Pitcher of the Year, where he was last year. He gets picked up and he moves on, and so I feel for the mid-majors in some way, because I feel like, and that's in every sport, I feel like their best players could very well be taken from them every year. And it's almost like they're a minor league system for the Power Five schools, and somebody will swoop in and scoop some of those guys up, And I know Southern Miss has a couple pitchers over there.
Yep.
They're just sophomores, going to be juniors next year, and I'll be shocked. I mean, they may stay there, they may not, but I know some teams are after them big time, trying to suck them up. So I think it puts, the NCAA has always been about parity, right? And that was the whole idea about going to the BB Corbat years ago to make everything a little more fair for everybody. And then, of course, we had the roster movement where you can only have so many kids on a roster, because some of the Power Five schools would just have 50 kids on a roster and suck up a lot of the best talent, but now with this portal stuff going on, man, I think it makes it a lot more difficult for the mid-majors to compete year in and year out.
Absolutely. And I think, I think you're right. I think that all these schools now, I don't know. I mean, Southern Miss hosted a super, right? So I don't know how you convince those guys to stay, but I'm with you. I think that the parity is there in baseball. I think the rosters are going to go back down to 35. They are expanded right now. They're going to go back down to the normal roster, since COVID. So it's going to be interesting to see how the teams adjust and what happens, and if there's any type of.
Yeah, I think what ends up happening is just like you said, like those big Power Five schools, they for the most part end up still being blue bloods, but it's going to be very hard for Southern Miss to have a team like this and then keep it going for 3 years.
Right.
It may be there for 1 year, and then a team will pop up somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because what ends up happening is a lot of those guys see opportunities, they see greener pastures.
It'd be like college basketball.
And then they want to leave. Yeah.
Yep. No doubt.
Exactly.
Ben, I really do appreciate you taking this time with us. We kept you on a little bit longer than we anticipated, but you've been great. Lloyd has one more question for you before we let you go.
Sorry, one more from the back row. Coach, we have been sponsored up with Caesar Sportsbook. I wanted to get your feel for what do you
I don't know if
think
he could
is
do
going
that.
to win at Omaha. No, just give me a winner. We don't have to worry about odds or anything like that. Just tell me who you think's going to win the tournament.
Well, that's a tough one. But I'm gonna tell you what, I got a good look at Ole Miss this past weekend, and a feel for their program and where the kids are, and like I said, it just kind of feels like this might be Mike Bianco's time. I hate they got to match up with an SEC school in Auburn right away, but I just think Ole Miss is playing the best baseball they've played by far all year long. I feel like they're firing on all three of the main cylinders. Like, I think they're hitting, their pitching, and their defense is at an all-time high this year. And I think they have a lot of confidence. And in some ways, I feel like, they're like, hey, we're the underdogs here. Let's go out and play free and easy. And I just think that's where they are right now. So if I had to pick a favorite, and it's almost impossible to tell you who's going to win. Like I said, if Tennessee was here, I'd be telling you right away I'm taking Tennessee, right? But because it might have been the best team I've seen in a long, long time, guys. This Tennessee team was special, but that's how tough it is to win. But I'm going to go ahead and pick Ole Miss. I just think this might be Mike Bianco's time, just kind of backdooring it in at number 64, and all of a sudden they're here in Omaha, dude. They may go ahead and finish this thing off.
And Lloyd likes that because they have the highest odds, I'm sure. So he's gonna.
Already had a future on him before
Yeah, he
they
likes
got to
that.
a regionals.
Of course.
Right.
But I got one more. Do you about Ole Miss? Do you think that the layoff hurts them at all, just because they were so hot? Being able to play consecutive days, go to the ballpark every day. When you're riding a streak like that, you almost want to continue to keep playing. Do you think that the layoff hurts them at all, or just the draw of Omaha, you gotta get right back into the fold?
No, I think a lot of the teams are in the same boat on that, and really, Delucia needed an extra day, and the freshmen probably needed an extra day too on the rest. So it may help their pitching staff a little bit more than anything, but I just think they're in a point right now, guys. They're not thinking about that.
Right.
They're thinking about, hey, we're in Omaha. We don't care how long. We don't care about rain. We don't care about anything else. We're going to go out here and we're going to do our thing, And I think if they win game one, man, look out.
Yep.
You guys know this.
Yeah.
Game one can be the most difficult one. I mean, it's almost
yeah.
like what team can relax? What team can relax and get you doing the things? Because, everything's amped up, man. The game speeds up here in Omaha, and all of a sudden you speed this game up, and it can backfire on you in a hurry, But I feel like it's a veteran lineup. Some veteran pitchers with a really good freshman mixed in there, and I feel like it's just their time.
No doubt. I mean, it's always 3 seasons. You have the regular season, you have the postseason, you have Omaha season if you get to make it there. So I'm with you. I think the first game is important. I'm excited to watch them play. They're fun to watch. Like you said, I think they are going to hit some balls out the ballpark, even with the big ballpark. Ben, thank you so much for coming on the show. I'll let you go. I know you got some preparation to do for tomorrow. It's going to be a awesome 2 weeks for y'all over there. I'm jealous because I love it over there at Omaha. Still, I've never seen the new stadium. Have to make it there. Hopefully LSU can get there next year and I can go and visit. Maybe I'll be in the booth with you at some point.
Oh,
hey,
that's right. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
Put in a good word. Put in a good word for me.
Top Gun
I'll
Maverick.
put in a good word for you with the boys, man.
I appreciate that. Thanks, Ben. Enjoy it. Enjoy the 2 weeks there. Thank you.
Good. Take care.
All right.
Okay. Bye-bye.
I think I snuck that one in there.
I love that. Maybe I'll be at the booth. Who knows?
I do love Ben. He's
could you not?
He's got great insight on everything. All right, we're going to take a 30-second break, reset. You're watching Mik'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive. Great interview, long interview, longer than I think that he anticipated, but he was awesome. And hopefully we maybe ought to get him back on as Omaha unfolds. Hopefully there's some SEC teams make it deep. I don't think the NCAA is going to let them. Obviously, they mash them up against each other. They're not going to. I mean, it's going to turn to the SEC tournament. We'll see.
That's a little too much of that.
I think they recognize their mistake immediately. They're like,
We won't give you supers, but y'all.
And the crazy thing is, they could have had 5.
Yeah.
If Tennessee had 1, they would have had 5 of the 8 teams in there because they didn't match them up. Which you want the best teams, you can't have the best teams playing each other. All right, we're gonna take a 30-second break. We'll be back. You're watching Mik'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive.
Sterling.
Mik'd Up is brought to you by Law Offices of Lance Beal. Call them today, 337-991-6263. They know what it takes to win. Their practice areas include personal injury, small business, family law, estate planning, with an emphasis in construction law. Your choice for reliable representation. 337-991-6263. Today's show is brought to you by Dos Equis. Here in Louisiana, we like to have a great time. If you're looking to be the life of the tailgate, check out Dos Equis mini kegs. Hold 16 beers, easy to tap, easy to pour, easy to chill. Check it out. Become a life of the party. You're welcome. Go to their website at saveatsterling.com. Hey y'all, it's Mikey from Mik'd Up. I want to talk a little bit about my friends down at Sterling Automotive in Lafayette. They're locally owned and operated for over 25 years. They have 13 locations, 4 in Opelousas, 5 in Lafayette, 1 in Broussard, 2 in Jennings, 1 in Crowley. They sell any type of car you could possibly find: Buicks, GMC, Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, Genesis, and Kia, along with 5 pre-owned locations. They have over 1,500 cars in inventory on site, unbelievable service, unbelievable people. If you're like me and you're on the go, they can sell and they can ship you cars up to 200 miles away. If you're like me and you're always on the go, they offer complimentary.
At Rejuvenate, we specialize in medically monitored hormone replacement therapy, giving you the energy you need for all life's challenges. We can help get your day started. 1, 2, 1, 2. We can help with those long work days, and we can even make your nights longer. Rejuvenate. Let us be your age-defying clinic. Restore me, refuel me, rejuvenate.
Welcome back to Mik'd Up. This does look like a weird view, a weird angle. Welcome back to Mik'd Up. We're brought to you by Sterling Automotive.
We're here in a Vegas hotel room.
Great interview with Ben, Big Ben. Little shameless plug by me trying to get up there on SEC Network. Or
Do you think you could do that?
Yeah, I could do that.
Because a lot of people think they could get in the booth until you're in the booth.
I could do. I mean, all it is basically talking baseball of what you're seeing, right? Like, it's easier to do that if you have a good
Counterpart.
Like a guy who can, like, especially if you're new.
It's a tough situation when it's you by yourself, but yeah.
Now, if you have someone who's also new, like, that's how you don't get the chemistry and you don't really have the layups and all the other stuff. But as far as like talking the game, I think I could do it. I mean, you see me, you've watched the game with me. Like, I'm making this, I'm saying stuff. Now, obviously, it's different when you're in the booth and you're actually, but you know, we make observations and I'll tell you stuff, and all of a sudden, boom, the guy says it right after me.
I don't doubt that you don't know the game.
Yeah,
That's not what I'm worried about. I'm worried about
there's going to be some ups and downs, and I'd have to train for it. Like, if they said, hey, this is something that we want you to do, I would practice. I would literally have to watch it. I would have to watch a game, and I would have to do it as if I'm doing the game. Like, that's how I would practice. Like, winning time.
Yeah,
with,
Pat Riley.
Pat Riley did it.
Well, he hated it. Yeah, because
of course.
Well, little inside. Oh, yeah, Chuck, back to you. Little inside baseball here. We did that for this show. We did the one practice. We're like, this is not right. We need to get our. Whenever we tried before you hosted, we did our own like dry run.
Oh.
You remember, we're like, this isn't right. I need to get my own set. At the old UDL, yes.
Oh, I was like,
and you're like, I didn't like that.
I cannot do the show in this type of setting. Me sitting down, no way. It's not. I got too much energy. I just couldn't do it. But I think I could do it. I think it'd be fun to do. And then you would do college baseball, SEC baseball, and it's just, I have it. You're familiar with it all. You're familiar with all the spots. So it'd be interesting. Who knows? Maybe.
I think it would be an absolute great change of pace.
Yeah, thanks.
Because there's some people get the 7th, 8th inning, yawn city.
Yeah, I think
I'm ready to go
does
home.
a really good job.
He's great.
Now, I'm not trying to be biased, but I think Todd does a good job. Todd Walker. I think DeLucci does a good job. DeLucci's actually kind of moved to like the
Ancho.
Not just the booth, but like the studio.
Yeah.
Like, he's in the studio doing stuff. So who knows? Maybe. It would bring the whole team.
Or would you go KP, Kyle Peterson, go on the field and sit on have to do like the E1 field and be all up in Omaha?
I don't know if I want to do the Kyle Peterson. Now, he has a pretty cush gig. He gets to just do postseason baseball.
A very cush dig.
He does whatever he does in the offseason, but he's like really the face of college baseball, kind of like when it's postseason baseball. When you hear Kyle Peterson on air, it's like, oh, it's postseason.
It's probably May.
Yes, it feels like that's like hearing the SEC football noise.
I cannot wait for that.
I think it's over, right? This is the last year of the SEC being on CBS. So
who are they going after that?
ESPN.
Oh, they've already signed that deal.
That's already done? Really?
You think they spent some dollars or no?
I think they made some dollars.
You think the ESPN spent some dollars to get that?
Spent
Like,
lots
hey, you know
of
what?
dollars.
You are the Mac Daddy conference in all of college football.
And there is no disputing it.
And we are going to pay you a lot of money.
So bring that over here.
To come here.
Do you
now, they have ABC, obviously. It's ESPN, ABC.
Yeah.
They're all in the same umbrella.
Would you pay to get the theme song and just put it on ESPN, or do you have to score one yourself?
If CBS
What are they going to use it for?
Whatever, they're gonna have to go get some other college football games. Like they can't just say, "Oh, college football's over with." Like we're just not gonna have games. You know what I mean? Like you have to do something.
Don't sully it with the second version of "There's nothing better than the SEC." Your second wife won't be. You don't play her the same wedding song. You pick a new one.
What?
Can't pick a new one. Can't
Or you
retire this
sell
one.
that original one for a lot of money.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, copyright it, give it to them every time you play it.
But
Friends
here's the
money.
deal: is ESPN gonna want to do that to where it sounds like CBS?
Yeah, I don't think they care. They might.
It's so synonymous with college football.
So it's not
SEC football.
Yeah.
So it's just college football.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, people up in
Bristol.
USC and LA and all those places, they don't. They try so hard to make it not about the SEC and about all of the conferences when everybody knows. I mean, when you have two,
I don't know if everybody knows. Like, I feel like we know.
No, they know. Everybody knows.
There's a
they
lot
just
of.
don't want to.
They know who the hottest girl
They
at the
know. I
bar
mean,
is.
think about it, dude. You have Georgia and Alabama play each other in the national championship game. That's the same. It's just, you can't. I mean, you can't deny it. You just can't deny it.
Just go look at like the last 12 years. Maybe
Ever
even
since
a
the
little more.
playoffs
I mean, you
been
can.
in
I
effect.
mean, I know. They say, oh, you have one team. One team will have Georgia. No, LSU's won one. I mean, what do you want to do?
They've won 2.
Yeah, two. But I'm talking about like within like the playoff system. Like even BCS. LSU's won one. Alabama's won a bunch. Georgia's won one.
Ohio State's the only
Other one.
non-SEC
Clemson.
school can Clemson.
Oh, it's Clemson.
Yeah.
Clemson.
They don't count.
But I mean, do count. Clemson's good. Clemson's good.
Not for long.
Fighting
I don't know.
Dabo
If Clemson was in
Sweeney,
the SEC, even those years they won it, I don't think they make the playoffs.
Who, little old Clemson?
Little Clemson.
Little Clemson. Little Clemson.
He's trying not to pay his players. It's gonna be great. That's gonna work out great for you, Dabo.
He's paying his
You're gonna have 22 of your sons on the
He's-
team.
I don't care
There's
what
only
he-
100 Renfro.
I don't care what he says. He's paying his players.
Little
Also,
Let me tell you one
DJ
thing I know.
Unga Alele. Did I
Who?
say that name? Unga Alele? I think that's how you say it. He's kind of stinky last year. He was
Wasn't
supposed to
very
be
good.
legit.
He
He was
wasn't
not
very
very
good.
good.
Didn't make you forget Trevor Lawrence really quick.
No. Also, I had a conversation today with somebody who is normally, like, if you know him, he is a stingy, I would say, he doesn't like to spend money. Right? He's not a gambler. He enjoys sports. He knows a lot about sports. He's got pretty good insight within the LSU program. And I told him, I was like, man, I really think LSU football. Honestly, I don't even have LSU football on my notes to talk about, but it just kind of came up. I think LSU football has a legitimate chance of winning 9 games. I said maybe 10, but like I think they can win 9. He goes, no, I think they can have a potential chance to win 11. If you look at the schedule, right? You say there's only one game that you look at it and you're like, oh, I don't know if we can win that one. Every other game you're just kind of like, oh, maybe.
You look at one
Maybe.
game and it's literally. I mean, let's be honest. Like that's usually.
And that one's at home, which is Alabama.
That's usually the make or break every year though. Like so,
Right.
like we're not even. Let's count that game out of it. Right?
But here's the whole point of bringing that up. So I told him, I was like, hey, so we actually just got a sponsorship with Caesar Sportsbook. He's like, oh, that's awesome. I was like, yeah, they've been great, giving us great guests, giving us great odds, talking about Boost, talking to me about what Boost we want, talking about all this baseball stuff, right? Golf. Trey Wingo, talking about golf, talking about all this stuff. I'm throwing out some baseball bets. Now, I went 4-2 last night. Should have been 5-1. Miami did exactly what I thought they were going to do, and then they shit the bed. And then whatever. But we ended up going 4-2. Now, I started off a little slow today. 0-2 to start. I have 4 other bets on there. I think that maybe we can end up with a good day. The whole point of saying this was I told him, I was like, hey, you know what? Caesar Sportsbook has future odds for LSU over-under ones at 7. He goes, 7? I said, yeah. He goes, that's not a bet. That's a gift. I was like, really? You think so? He goes, I would bet. He goes, how much did you bet? I told him
A number.
a number. And he was like, that's all you bet? He goes, I'd put another 0 on that. I'd add a comma to the bet. Because that's a guarantee. Like, he said, that's a guarantee that they get over 7 wins. And the best part about this whole thing is not even 7.5. It's 7. So if you hit 7 wins, you
win.
get your money back. You don't win, you just don't lose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So here's the deal, though. College football starts in 2-ish months, right? A little over 2.5 months.
80-something days.
Something like
80,
that, right?
86
Hey,
days.
Hey, look, you got a little ways. You got a little
2+.
ways.
No, 81 days.
81
What
days.
number is Thad Moss?
I don't know.
You don't know what number Thad Moss is?
I think
was
he was
81.
81.
81. It's
sorry.
81 days.
I cut you off before.
Yeah, you just can't wait to say no. You didn't even let me finish.
Well, I was trying to get my promotion out.
81 days.
81 days. Okay.
81 bets.
College.
Oh
I mean, I
God.
guess you could do that.
No,
Just
if
do a
there's
dollar
one person
every-
that I would bet would.
This guy.
I'm just saying.
But my
Just
whole
do a
point
dollar
is this,
every day on the
over-under is
future.
7. The way it works with futures, the minute the first game is kicked off, that's out. Over. The minute the first game starts, those futures are done. You don't get the odds. It's plus 100 for LSU to go over 7 wins. Now, the reason why I say that is because our good friends at Caesars have these odds on the sports book, and if you bet with them using our promo code Mik'd Up 15, you get a risk-free bet up to $1,500. I just told you that it was a gift. Over 7 games is a gift, right? If you have the means and you want to bet the $1,500, I would throw the $1,500 on the over 7 wins and thank me later and collect your money. But to do that, I would really highly recommend you saying, okay, I'm going to use the Mik'd Up 15 promo code on the Caesars app and say, okay, that's my bet. You have to upload money, make the bet. That should be the bet because to me, that is a absolute give me
Steal.
of a bet. Do you agree or disagree?
It's a steal. It's a
I don't
steal.
like to
I mean,
talk
just go.
in-
I think.
I never said the L word either.
No, don't say the L
I'm
word.
not saying that.
I just think if you go look at the history, I mean, the last
Even
20 years.
The
G-
worst
the G
year,
word scares
the
me.
worst year in recent memory of LSU football.
They still won 6.
They still won 6 games, and honestly, if not the whole team was not hurt or transferred out, they probably would have won 7 in the bowl game. And that was the worst year in recent memory since 2000, since 1999. The worst year LSU football.
Well, since the year before that, 2020 was pretty much the same. Or 2020.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, but 2020 they weren't losing at 500 though, right?
That's what I'm saying. But still, 500.
They weren't losing record. It's the first time they've had a losing record since 1999.
Unbelievable. And that's
Right?
what that's since the biggest shit show LSU's ever
My
seen
point
in
exactly.
20 years.
Yeah.
6 wins.
And they bumped the wins up too.
Yep,
And you
6 wins.
just brought
And
in
they
a
beat
former
A&M.
CIA agent to be your head coach.
Exactly. Beat A&M, and they took. I mean, I know you keep saying the Alabama Day game doesn't count, but it kind of counts. They took them to the brink. You know, they made the game tight. They actually made it watchable. When I watched the game, I was like, damn, LSU's going to get blown out by 30 points.
The spread
Nope.
was 24.
28, I think.
28. I think it was 28.
I know Rohan and Jordy took it.
Oh yeah, went to the sports book.
Yep. And then that didn't happen. They lost the bet because LSU was within. I mean, they were within a score, right? The whole game. What was this? 2014?
I think they lost by 6.
Yeah, 20-14. I think was the score.
Right.
So that was the absolute worst year, and they got 6 wins. Like they're going to be better. I mean, the first 5 games of the season are almost basically wins. Now Florida State's gonna be different. I don't know if it's gonna be.
I'll tell you what. If the Florida State game happens and
If
it
LSU
doesn't
comes
go
out
well,
guns blazing.
I'm just telling you, if it doesn't go well, then you got reason to think like, oh shit, this may not hit. But I just don't see that happen.
No, but even if they do slip up, like
No,
I
no,
still see
I'm not
7
saying
games.
lose. I'm just
Yeah.
saying like they don't show up and show well.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't see them losing that game.
I don't see them
Well,
losing.
this is the LSU. That's what LSU does every year. We didn't think we were gonna. Nobody from LSU thought they were gonna lose to UCLA in the first.
No,
game.
but this is
And
also
you get boat race.
I understand, but this is also with a whole new
Right,
with
well-
that staff. I did not. I wasn't sure. Like I was like, oh, there's no way they're gonna lose, but they are playing out on the West Coast, and they had a coach that nobody was 100% sure about after the year before, so you didn't really know. So you're like that. There wasn't like to me in my mind, at least in my mind, it wasn't a guarantee that they won. This year, okay, you're playing in New Orleans, basically a home game against Florida State, who hasn't been very good lately, with a whole new regime and a whole new coaching staff that has everything organized and tight and ready to go. I just don't see them losing. I know you're a little bit more pessimistic than I am, but I just see them being.
No, just after last year, I reserve judgment until I see it because
It's fine.
there's, especially with the new staff,
fine.
and there's no real decision
I
made
think-
at quarterback, and I think they're going to
Okay,
do.
but the quarterback decision is like, let's relax on that. You know, I think
What decision do you want to
Yeah,
be made
exactly.
right now on June
Well,
15th?
well, that's what I'm saying. I don't think the decision won't be made. It doesn't matter if
It
it's
doesn't-
June 15th.
but that's my
or if
point,
it's the
though. It
day
doesn't
before the
matter.
game.
That's my. I mean, yeah. So like, that
I know, but
doesn't
that's
matter.
bad for the first game. Is all I'm saying.
I don't
You would
think so.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think
Hey,
that has any.
when the decisions are not made, they're made internally way more.
But
than you think.
here's the deal. Like, this is the best the quarterback's room has been. The quarterback room has been probably since you had Jamarcus and Matt Flynn in the room.
What do you mean by the best? Just because there's people in there?
Just because there's competition.
No,
in it.
how talented they are. They have some experience in there, and you have the ability that they have in there. I think that is the most talented quarterback's room since you had Jamarcus, Flynn, and
Perilou.
Perilou in the room. And like, I mean, you have 4-star, 5-star, and a guy with a transfer who's highly rated, and then
4-star.
a 4-star, and then another 4-star quarterback who is a fifth-year senior with experience. So like, can't get much better than that. They're not all probably going to stay, but you can't get much better than that, and you can't get much deeper than that, and you have everything that you need there, especially with a head coach and offensive coordinator who are known to develop quarterbacks who aren't necessarily known to be super talented. Ian Book. I mean, Brady Quinn was good. Was he there?
Charlie Weiss.
No, Charlie Weiss and
Charlie
Brady
Weiss,
Quinn.
yeah.
But like Ian Book, and you had who's their offensive coordinator at Notre Dame? Tommy Rees. Like these guys weren't like uber talented, but they were successful and they won games and they had put up numbers.
Everett Golston, Malik Zaire.
My point.
Now the one thing that does draw me back about that kind of quarterback room, especially when it's pretty much as up in the air as we think it is how soon can that mesh and get together?
Right.
Because there's a lot of guys getting a lot of time with
people.
And
like you
it's
said,
hard
I think,
to gain that trust.
I think that decision is probably already made.
Yeah.
No, not already made, but like I think that is
Not
probably
made. He's getting more.
he has an idea, right?
getting
And I
reps.
think once they really start ramping up the practices,
Yeah.
they're going to see, okay, hey, you've had all this time, you've had this little bit of a break. Who has put in the work behind the scenes and worked with the guys and build that chemistry? Because I think that's the biggest thing. I think that it's not, hey, who can retain the offense, who's good, who can make the throws, because I think they all can do that.
Yeah.
It's who went above and beyond in their off time, in their downtime to build that chemistry with the receivers and who has the chemistry with the team more so than the others. And I think that's going to win the position. I was not anticipating talking LSU football, but
You want to hear?
you said the CBS thing and it got me.
An interesting stat about the 7 wins is since Brian Kelly went to Cincinnati in 2006, he's only had one team lose 7 or less.
2016.
Games. Yeah.
Notre Dame.
They lost. They won 4. Everybody else has won over 7 games.
That was the only time we had a losing record there. And then what happened after that?
So I don't
10
expect-
wins, 10
10
wins,
and
10
3.
wins,
Yeah.
10 wins, 10 wins every year after that.
Independent.
Doesn't matter. They still
Doesn't
play.
matter.
They still play a tough schedule.
Doesn't matter. You're
Like,
giving the team that
give
you
me
got.
Give me the.
You're
Don't
giving
give me
the
the
team
eye
that you
roll.
got. It's
with
very
this.
hard for me to believe.
I mean, that's such a not sports person take right there.
What?
It's independent.
Lloyd,
Give me a
Lloyd, in
break,
your heart of
dude.
all hearts, do you really see an
Give me
LSU
a
team
break.
posting a sub 500 record this year?
I think 8 games is probably right where they're
Okay,
going to
so
be.
then you
That's
should
over
take the
7?
bet.
I am. But I don't see 10.
But to say independent. You think Auburn's gonna beat them? Auburn stinks. You think Tennessee's gonna beat them? Tennessee's done nothing.
And
Oh, they're
it's at
hyped.
home.
Arkansas is not supposed to be that good. Like they think they're gonna be good, but they're not. I mean, what have they done? You know what I mean?
All right, let me go through Notre Dame's schedule.
Let's pull up the
last
schedule.
Year.
We're not going to Notre Dame. He's not at Notre Dame anymore.
I know.
He's,
Just
we're
wanna
talking
say
about.
the level of competition that they play.
Okay, you can't
compared to-
Well, they
compare
played-
with the
matter.
conference of the
They
SEC.
played-
They're not in the SEC. You can say the same thing about Clemson. Same thing about Ohio
I
State.
would, and I
Notre
Same
Dame
thing,
played
but that's
Clemson.
not their fault. They're not in. It's not because they're independent. It's just because they're not in the SEC. None of the other teams are in the SEC. So that's not like that point of like, oh, independent. They did not play. Just because they weren't in a conference doesn't mean they didn't play. They probably played a tougher schedule than Clemson did.
Yeah, but they're in the same boat to me.
But then everybody's in the same boat, but the SEC teams.
But
Well,
where
you
are
can't.
we?
But that's not fair. Like, it's not their fault. You know what I mean? You're only as good as your schedule, and you have to play the teams that you play.
I mean, we
Do you
just
want to
went
hear
through the-
these?
I mean, go ahead. It's not going to be the SEC. That's not going to. You can't compare it to the SEC. Like, it's just not. That's not a comparable
They play.
thing.
I mean, they play Cincinnati and Clemson on the regular, and don't they play? They play
USC
Louisville.
usually. They play BYU.
This is who they played last year.
Okay.
He's so stuck on this.
Notre
know.
Dame.
Well,
They
they
played
already-
Notre
Florida
Dame, they played
State.
themselves.
Okay.
And they won in overtime, 41-38.
Okay.
Then you follow up with Toledo, Purdue. Beat Toledo by 3, by the way.
So what?
I'm just saying. Purdue,
We lost to Troy at home.
Yeah.
Wisconsin. Yeah, but look
Okay,
where that-
Wisconsin. I mean, dude, what do you want? That's a top 10 team every year. What do you
They're
want?
not.
Like, what do you
Do you
want?
think it's better, Arkansas or Wisconsin?
Honestly, I think Wisconsin beat
better
our ass in the
program?
bowl game a few years ago.
That was barely a bowl
Oh
game.
my God! See, like
He
your
said that was
excuses,
barely a
your
bowl
excuses are unbelievable right now.
On like a year-to-year basis, Wisconsin's way
Louisville,
better than
12-7. Pittsburgh, Georgia Tech, Clemson,
Okay.
Boston College, North Carolina, Syracuse, Clemson again, and got boat raced. I'm just saying.
Okay, but I'm
it's
just
not the SEC.
it's
And this
nothing-
is his first year in the SEC.
But what does that
Nothing
have to
is
do?
the
What does that have to do with the
SEC.
coaching?
yeah.
He's
exactly.
never been here before.
Brian Kelly's never been here before. I mean, not
That's-
Brian Kelly. Jay Johnson's never been here before.
And UCA finished 4th in the West. I mean, you saw it. Like it's
Fourth-
a change.
fourth
and you
in the
heard
SEC.
4th in the SEC. That's fine. Same thing. Because there were
It's
3 teams
different.
ahead
You
of them were all in
can't.
the West.
To me, it's different. You can't compare that to football because yeah, they're not in the SEC, but he understands what he's getting himself into. That's why he's here, right? Like he's gonna have more talent here. He's gonna have more resources here. He's gonna have everything he needs here. My point is, it's not about him not being in the SEC. It's not the SEC. You can't compare
the talent on your
the
team.
talent. You can't compare his schedule to SEC because Ohio State doesn't play that type of schedule. Like Ohio State is in the national championship or in the playoffs every year, right? Yeah, they've won it once. Clemson, same thing. But they get there, right? Everybody would be happy, right, if they got there. LSU is equipping him with more talent, even though he's in a tougher division. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, but when you play in the SEC schedule, you go against the teams that are going to knock you out of the playoff. You don't have the same. You don't have the
get it.
same. You can't go in the HOV lane and be able to get there.
If at Notre Dame, if you lose one game, you're out.
No.
Yes.
No.
Usually,
Yeah.
yes, you
Yeah.
are. 100%. If you
Yeah.
lose a game in Notre
No,
Dame,
they've been to the playoff twice.
because nobody else had another loss to beat them.
That's what I'm saying. But if you do that at LSU, if you lose to Alabama, you're automatically out.
Not true.
Not
That is-
true.
what happened to Alabama
Are
and
you
Georgia,
kidding me?
dummy?
But Alabama got in, not LSU.
It does because LSU wasn't in that position. If LSU lost to Alabama and beat every other team, they would be in with a loss.
But it takes you have to do a certain thing in the SEC. You have to be able to win your division and be able to get into the playoffs.
You don't
to be
have
able
to
win the SEC.
You don't necessarily have to win your division. If you lose a game in the SEC, if you lose to Alabama, who's in the playoff, and that's your only loss, you're in.
Yeah, I would agree with you. But that's not going to be. I'm saying in the first year, that's probably not going to be his only loss.
I'm not saying he's going to
And-
have one loss.
No.
I'm saying
He's gonna win more than 7.
yes.
Yeah,
That's all I'm
that-
saying.
no, I agree with
and
you
I'm
there.
also saying that you can't compare
arguing
what he's
about?
done at Notre Dame to the teams that he's played. Like, you just can't do that.
I'm just saying it's not a guarantee that he's going to be able to waltz into the based on the schedule that he's had previously. He's not be able to waltz into the SEC. and feel like-
previous schedule-
There's no waltz here.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
zero.
what I'm
saying, but
we
that's what
agree.
I'm saying.
But the previous schedule has no bearing on what he's going to do here. Zero bearing.
We're not saying he's gonna win a ring.
No.
We're saying
No,
he's
I
winning
agree.
7 games.
But
Right.
but I'm saying that the schedule,
He's
like
gonna
to
waltz through
compare
this for him.
to compare the Notre Dame schedule to what he's doing here has zero bearing
was-
on anything
that
he
was
does
bad
here.
evidence.
No, but you
That
just
was Amber
said
Heard
he's
lawyer
won
type
10
evidence.
games, 10 games.
After his literally, I said after his worst year of his career. After that, he went 10 wins. So he went 4-8 or whatever he was, and then ever since that point,
10, 11.
he
12.
went 10, 11 wins every year. I don't give a fuck who his schedule is. Like, I don't care who he plays. You have a losing record of 4-8, and you go and you respond with a 10, 11, 10, 11, 11. Like, that's good. I know what you're doing to me right now, but but what you're saying is asinine. Asinine. That's all I'm saying.
Don't you get him again?
We gotta.
No, this was not a monologue. This is an argument between me and you.
the difference.
I mean, the difference is I'm not just talking about myself. At least I'm responding to your stupid comments.
How much of a party is the home opener gonna be though?
Can't wait. We're gonna be on the field. We're gonna be on the field.
Who is the
Fast,
home
baby.
opener?
Southern.
Oh,
Oh,
home
my
opener. You
good
said. I thought you
Lord.
meant season
Season
opener.
opener.
No, well that too, but the
Season
home
opener. We're gonna be on the field. On
You won't be able to
suites.
move around Baton Rouge in this place.
No.
All
I
of
hope
Baton Rouge
they
will
have to let
be
the
on
band
this side
come
of
in,
the
right?
bridge.
They're gonna let
absolutely.
Southern's band.
Yeah.
They always
Yeah,
let
yeah.
they always
Oh,
let the
yeah.
visiting band
Yeah,
play.
yeah, yeah.
If they
Yeah.
bring him, you can play.
Yeah, if they bring him, they'll let him play.
The only team that wasn't going to be able to play was Texas in 2020. They're going to put them.
I'm so
Way.
mad we didn't get that game.
We'd have got blowed out.
Oh my god.
We stunk the last 2 years.
So
Texas
is
hasn't been
Texas.
good either.
I mean, so does Texas. Like, what do you want to say?
I'm just saying.
I mean, Texas stunk too.
Lloyd, stop. Just stop.
I mean, UCLA.
On a different note, talking Notre Dame and talking football, what y'all's feeling on Golden Tate? Golden Tate, who I am friends with, I got to meet him in Detroit. I sent out a message to him. He has not responded. He has not responded back. He has not left me on red. Does not say it's been read.
It's like the hot girl at the bar.
He is. He is.
All you gotta do is cut this, edit
Playing
this, and put this
baseball.
on Twitter. We can tag him in that thing now. We'll get him on here.
No doubt. He'll get on. Showtime.
He's playing baseball, right? That's what
Playing
I heard.
baseball. Went 2 for 4 with a stolen base in his first game.
Yeah, where?
I don't know where he's playing.
Oh, that's what we need to find out.
His
Can-
Wikipedia page says he's an American baseball player.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah, who updated that so
Yeah,
quick?
what?
Well, he didn't do that, right?
I think he does. He told me he does his own. No, I'm gonna stop. Yeah, where's he playing?
I don't know.
You know, yeah.
Yeah,
might know.
I know. Jesus.
I'll find it.
I already have it.
California.
He's in the West Coast League. He signed on
Yeah,
Tuesday.
Not the California Penal League.
No, that ain't Paul Crew walking through that door. He said the Washington-based Port Angel Lefties of the West Coast League.
Who's in this league?
What's the West Coast League?
Well, yet to be determined.
Is it a professional? Does it say it's a professional league?
The WCL is primarily a development summer league for college players with a stated commitment to developing aspiring.
He's playing in college, a college summer league.
And they made an exception for the Pro Bowler because
Because he played football so long.
Wow. He went 2 for 4 with a stolen base and a double and an RBI. I'm just saying, to not swing a bat in 10 years.
I guarantee he's been training to swing a bat.
For 6 months, probably.
So?
Yeah, it's I bet a lot of pitching's different.
What Tim Tebow did is more impressive.
He's already
than
better than Tim.
What Tim Tebow did is more impressive than that.
Wait, time out. You saying he's already better than Tim?
Yeah, I think he's got more. Tim Tebow can't field a fly ball.
What Tim Tebow did in professional baseball,
It was impressive.
It is better than what he's doing right now.
Arguing.
You're saying right now that Golden Tate is a better baseball player than Tim Tebow.
Don't fall into the trap. Don't fall into the trap.
All I'm going to say is Tim Tebow was given the same probably preferential
He wasn't
treatment.
playing against
He was
college
given
guys.
better. He was given better treatment.
Yeah,
But he's
that's
given
all I'm
better.
saying.
It was better.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. But I know what he did was impressive, but it obviously was very evident that no matter how much time he spent in the minor leagues, he was not going to make it.
No,
to
but
Major
here's
League
the
roster.
difference.
He's
That's
not
not
playing
true.
against college guys. He made it to Double-A.
Here's the difference. Golden Tate played college baseball a little bit at Notre Dame. Tim Tebow hasn't played baseball since he was in 8th grade. Loved baseball.
Sure, he practiced a lot.
Yeah, but my point is he played in a professional affiliated league. Now, I know it was probably a publicity stunt, but he hit 240 in Double-A, right? I don't care how many home runs or how many. He hadn't played since he was in 8th grade. Didn't play high school baseball. Didn't play college baseball. Has not done it. Said, I love baseball. I want to try it. Whatever. He goes out and plays in Double-A, which is the time where you actually have to make that jump of like seeing real competition.
That's when you
and hit 240.
Guys go from
The fact that he hit over 200.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
It's more impressive than Golden Tate's doing.
But Golden Tate's done better. So far.
No. But I'm saying it feels like Golden Tate has more potential to be able to do the same thing.
Oh,
That's a completely different argument. That's not the same argument.
It's a completely different
Golden
argument.
Tate's better at baseball than Tim Tebow is.
I'm not disagreeing with that, but you said what he's doing is more impressive than Tim Tebow.
It
Right.
will be. I put a future on him.
Oh, good.
In a college summer
15.
ball. Look, I like Golden Tate. I hope he does well. He's playing in a
I hope
college
it goes
summer ball.
well.
In a very, I don't know, I'm not gonna say that because I don't know the league. I don't know the caliber of players that are there. I've never heard of the West Coast Summer Ball League.
So
It's the West Coast Cape Cod.
If you say so. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything
If
about
you
it.
say so. Yeah, if you
I don't know
say
anything
so.
about it.
Whatever you
Anything
say.
about it.
I'm the only one that did the research today. So I know. I'm spitting facts.
You got me heat. You're not.
I mean, I pulled
Man.
up Brian Kelly's coaching record. If we're talking about research.
4-8 is the one I remember.
Sidebar,
16.
y'all flash this thing a bit, and like my face is on this thing, and I like look down. I'm like, what shirt am I wearing? I don't. Why is there an emblem? But I'd see this on this mic, and it's like in the.
Oh, it does look like it's
And
on
I
your
thought
shirt.
it was. I was like, what shirt is this? I don't have that
does.
shirt. I didn't know it was mine. I was like,
Good branded.
I steal it. Like, where did this come from?
We have John Peterson, former. Is he still trying to play? Is he still playing? He's former, right? He's not playing on the tour anymore, or not trying to make it back on the tour. I don't think.
He had like 4 wrist surgeries, and that kind of put him out the game. But
Former
he did.
LSU All-American, was on the tour, played in some U.S. Opens. Didn't he make a hole in
Made
one,
an
right?
ace
Hope
at
so.
the
Yep.
U.S. Open.
Yep. Where
Played
was
in the
that?
Masters. Not sure.
Friend of mine was in college with me, lives in Dallas. He has a podcast called For The People. Now, obviously, for is a play on words. Instead of F-O-R, it's F-O-R-E. For, like I like to say on the golf course because I'm always saying for because I don't want to hit people.
Big 4 guy.
Big 4 guy. He is coming on. Him and his co-host are coming on to talk about the Open and talk to us about what we like to talk about, which is baseball and Omaha and all other stuff. And it's going to be a kind of an interesting dynamic where it's kind of like a dual interview type of thing where they have their show that they're recording from 7 to 8, and we have our show that we're obviously in the middle of having live. And so he's going to be on a video interview, doing the interview with us, but also interviewing us at the same time for his. So it's going to be cool. It's going to be different. I don't know why my voice just went so high.
I don't know if what's going to be interesting is we weren't really able to test this, and we've never joined up with a different podcast live. So
Hey, we're gonna
people helping people. We'll
gonna
see
work
how
it.
it goes.
We're
If
gonna
it
work it
doesn't work,
together.
we'll plug him in and we'll do it from the phone. And he'll be on video.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't know. We don't do that. We should do that every time. Why don't we just FaceTime from your phone, pull it into the computer, and then just play the audio like this?
You're the producer.
I just thought of it.
I mean, I thought we were changing the video calls.
We are. That's what that computer is back there.
Oh, so we can't change them on this.
No, that's gonna be strictly for video calls.
So we have 2 computers.
We're about to have 5.
I know that, but we have like you can't do the other type of video call on this computer.
I would pull your FaceTime and put it into this computer.
I'm not talking about the FaceTime. I'm talking about the StreamYard.
Yeah, they wanted to have it dedicated just to one computer so it doesn't eat up so many resources.
Okay, that was my question. So, but
Nerd shit that
in
I
the
don't
new
know
in the
anything
new
about.
studio, when we have the new studio for the Mik'd Up show, that's just our studio. We are going to be able to do StreamYard from there as well, right? That was the whole idea.
That's the plan.
Okay.
We're
You
gonna
don't
put
know.
that-
You
no,
don't know
no, no,
anything.
no.
Lloyd is like, bro, you are boxing me
every
in this
time you
corner
talk,
right now,
every
and I
time you
can't
talk
answer
to
these
Lloyd,
questions.
like, if you ask Lloyd something and you want an answer, he's not going to give you any answer that you want to hear because he's so on the pessimistic side of everything that it makes you like, damn, this is going to stink.
Hey,
This is not going to work.
He's a big under promise, over deliver guy. That's
Absolutely.
all it is. That's him.
You won't hear from me if it works, but if it doesn't work, I'll be the first.
But it's
to tell
not on you. It's not on you. You're not.
It's not
That's
my
not your
fault.
job to do that. So like,
It's not my fault.
if
It
the
is when
plan,
you're in the chair.
if the plan is for that to work on StreamYard to work on that computer, then it's going to work, right? Like that's all I need to hear. Just say it's going to work.
It's gonna work.
You're going to learn that from me. Just say it's going to work.
Just like the Ben McDonald
figure it
calls.
out.
You're not even worried about that. It's gonna work.
No, yeah, exactly. Well, that one.
That's
I
what I
mean,
get for
sometimes
being
it doesn't, but we made it
optimistic.
work. Like we made
Yeah.
it
We'll always
work.
be able to do that.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But the new video call is going to work in the other room.
7 wins.
But anyway, it's going to be an interesting dynamic. We have that call in 16 minutes. We talked about Golden Tate. Let's talk about my bets. We have any going on right this second?
Atlanta's winning 1-0 in the 4th. Tampa's down 1-0 in the 4th.
I have that
Twins
money
won.
line though.
Wait.
Twins won. You have
Twins
the run.
won.
You have the run line for the Braves.
You have the run line for the Braves. I have money line for the Rays.
And Twins won. You had money line for them
Boom. Okay, so now I'm 1 and 2.
with 2 going on.
No, I should have 3 going on.
Oh yeah. Orioles, Blue Jays over 9 runs. They're at 7. It's 5-2 Blue Jays. in
What
the fourth.
inning?
The 4th.
Who's winning? Blue Jays.
Yeah.
I didn't pick the win on that
You
one.
just picked over.
I picked the
You
over
picked
9
over
runs.
9 runs.
Yeah.
Over
well,
over under set at 9. They're at 7 in the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
And then
We're
That's called a
trending
good-
up. Look,
That's a good pace.
Yeah, that's a good pace.
Yeah.
I lost the first 2.
Yeah, Padres money line. They're up 1-0 in the top of the 1st. They're still hitting.
There we go.
Good start.
See, you're setting yourself up like you. Don't forget that you went 4-2 yesterday
I'm
with the
not
chance to go
forgetting
5-1.
Should have.
Little early action didn't go your way. Ride this whole thing out.
Oh, no.
Well,
the
I want
problem
the people
is-
to understand that you actually are good at. It's not your. This is not.
I'm not just
somebody-
guessing.
Right. This isn't me like telling you to take the Lightning and Avalanche over at
It's
6
the most
tonight.
educated of educated guesses.
Right.
Right.
I mean, I'm like I actually like looked at it
This
and like,
is if
hey,
Pete
these
Rose
are
retired.
maybe.
Like
I don't know if Pete would have done it because he didn't have any influence on the game. I think that's why he bet on him winning because he had influence on winning because like it made him play harder.
What a balls! What's the difference between him and Phil Mickelson betting on the golf course?
Well,
There's no team entity. That's
yeah,
why.
exactly. He's not. It's yourself. You're not betting on a team. You know, like if Phil was betting on himself to lose, like that'd be bad for him. You know, but like he's betting. Like if you're betting on the golf course, you're betting to win. You know, like I'm gonna beat you on this hole or whatever. Like everybody bets on the golf. Like everybody.
It's
people
like
on tour bet all the
Floyd in
time.
boxing, but once you put the team aspect into it, big no-no.
But wasn't he in charge of the team? He was the manager, and he only bet on the Reds to win.
Right. But that's different because he's not in full control of.
Yeah.
But they don't know that he was betting.
They do.
about
That's why I
something.
guess it's just for life.
No, I'm saying the players probably didn't know that he had action on the game.
But did they?
I mean, maybe I don't know.
Maybe.
Those are questions that we don't know the answers to.
We should get a sit down with Pete. I
We
know where
should
to
try to
find
get
him.
Pete. Go get his autograph signed. That's what he's
That's
doing.
all
now.
he does. He's in
He's doing
Vegas
it.
at the blackjack
I actually think I
table.
do have a Pete Rose signed ball. I don't know where it is, but I have one.
It's so not worth it.
I
I,
mean, I
have a
don't know.
Mikie Mahtook signed ball my mom
you?
gave to me like 3 years ago, and I was
Nice.
like, he
You should put
hates
it on
me.
your desk. You should put it on your desk.
I think I gave it away.
Wow.
I can get one anytime
Hey,
now.
funny
I
story
think it's
about
under the fridge.
funny story about the signed ball. I had my first foundation event. So I have the Mikie Mahtook Foundation, which is named after my dad. It's for education and prevention of heart disease, right? We started in 2014. We had our first event, in.
Elevator pitch.
Yep, I had to. First event at LaBerge. We haven't had an event in a few years, obviously, because COVID, and there's a bunch of stuff going on. So we have a live and silent auction. So the silent auction, we had like a consignment company, and they would send like signed pictures. I think there was like a John Wayne picture that was framed. It was sick.
John Wayne Gacy?
No, not John Wayne Gacy. It was sick. And Bo Didier, one of my best friends, was there, and he was at a table with all of our friends. He's like, you know what? And he looked at the prices of the things, and he's like, $150 for this? Like,
Oh, no.
no way. Like, so he puts his name down. He wins. He's like, oh, yeah, like, I won. So he goes, and he goes like, hey, I think I won something on the silent auction. Like, oh, yeah, congratulations. You have you won the Mikie Mahtook signed baseball. And he goes, no. I bet I
forgot about this.
I won the picture.
Yeah.
I won the picture. And she goes, no, you won the signed baseball. You signed, like, here's your name right here. He goes, okay. And he took it and he goes, hey, here's your stupid ball. He was my roommate. He was living at my house at the time. He paid $150 for a signed baseball that he could have just walked next door, like, to my room and got it from me. I was like, thanks for the support.
Wait, how did
He literally could have damn near made you sign it for free.
Good, thanks for the cause.
How did he mess that up?
So they're right next to each other, and so like the both sign-up sheets were next to each other, and he just like,
dyslexic.
or I guess the other sign-up sheet was here, so this one was in the middle, and he just thought it was for that
Bo
one.
went
and he just-
bocce ball on it. It's okay.
Yeah,
We
he's
get
probably
it.
had a
We know
little
Boozed up.
Yeah, a little boozed up. But
Open bar at these things?
uh,
At the Mik'd Up or Mikie Mahtook Foundation?
I think so.
Maybe so. Maybe tip. Yeah.
Maybe not.
I don't remember. I really don't remember.
Maybe I think the first hour, the VIP hour, is open bar, and then after that, coach,
Let me run this thing.
you have to make money for the foundation, right?
Yeah, you let people tip. But you got to get them to get boozed up so they
I get
donate
that.
money.
I get that.
get
It may have been open bar. I don't know.
It should
I
be.
don't know.
If it's not, this year, open bar. I'll bartend.
You're gonna run the
Oh,
whole
will you?
foundation. You're gonna put on the whole event.
No, just the alcohol part.
Okay.
Oh, will you?
I'll bartend. I've never done it before, but whiskey neat. Here you go. Get out my face.
Hey, I tell you what.
Take what you get.
If I go,
Beat it.
If I go 8-4, we win a lot of
You get
money.
a lot of tips for doing that.
If I go 8-4, like every two.
Did you put it in?
What?
Oh, I thought you were talking about LSU football.
I mean, I did put it in. I didn't put the other bet. I didn't put the extra bet in that I'm going to bet with more money. But I did put the first bet, initial bet in. But I'm talking about for the baseball bets. Like, I'm actually like putting like 2 days in a row, gave the bets. I told you I was going to do it. Now, I wanted to bet the first 5. And when I was really doing it this morning, they hadn't put the first 5 lines out yet. So I got a little early. And then I sent in the bets, and I was like, oh, first 5. And then, of course, the only bets that I've lost so far have been the first 5, which I kind of think I rushed through a little bit. But it's okay. It's part of it. 8-4. If I'm 4 games over 500, I'm in betting. I'm doing well, I think.
Yeah, that's a secondary income.
Yeah, I think I'll be okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep doing it because the whole goal is to give out winners, so that everybody watching can use our
Bandwagon and
promo
jump
code.
on it, take the same picks.
Yeah, use the Mik'd Up 15 promo code.
Oh, JJ's in the chat. Not in the chat. He's on the video. Our guy, For The People. We have one of the two.
Oh, nice. Oh, he's 10 minutes early.
Yeah, I think he just
is
wants to
great.
enjoy the show.
It's great. Enjoy the show. Hope you can hear us. I mean, you want to get him on? Just talk to him until Peterson comes on.
Yeah, let me plug him up.
I don't know. Is that how it works? You want to throw him my phone?
Absolutely.
Who throws a phone overhand that way?
But yeah, we can go to break. Make sure this works because after the first call,
Yep. We're gonna take a good catch. We're gonna take a 30-second break. Get this interview locked in. We got this is gonna be very tricky, but I think we're gonna get it done. We're gonna do it right. You're watching Mik'd Up. We're brought to you by Sterling Automotive. We will be back in probably 1 minute. Enjoy our ads. Here in Louisiana, we like to have a great time. If you're looking to be the life of the tailgate, check out Dos Equis mini kegs. Hold 16 beers, easy to tap, easy to pour, easy to chill. Check it out. Become a life of the party. You're welcome.
At Rejuvame, we specialize in medically monitored hormone replacement therapy, giving you the energy you need for all life's challenges. We can help get your day started. 1, 2, 1, 2. We can help with those long work days, and we can even make your nights longer. Rejuvame. Let us be your age-defying clinic. Restore me, refuel me, Rejuvame.
Yeah, I didn't know y'all were like rolling. I wouldn't.
Welcome back to Mik'd Up. We're brought to you by Sterling Automotive. We have half of For The People podcast on right now. They're coming on at 7:30. He's prompt and precise and early, and what a good business person would do.
This is what golfers do. We showed up to the
Hey,
range
they
early.
showed up to the
hit a
range
couple
and
balls.
yeah, exactly.
We got PD. We got double.
Oh no, we got double. They came in early.
I might have to send them a different link. Let's see. I might have to send them 2 links.
They are mid show. This is gonna be good. A double show at the same time. Hopefully we can make this work.
I have no clue, but I might send. I'm gonna send JJ a different link, and he'll hop in, and then we'll be able to join both. Is what I'm thinking is gonna happen. But we got PD now. We switched up.
We switched up. Hey, can you hear us? I love the stash. If you can hear me or see
He
me,
just left.
they're all leaving.
We almost had it.
We almost had it.
Let me open up another. This is why I wanted. This is I've never done this before.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
This
We're
is new for
learning on
us.
air. They're early, which is a good thing.
But he was just in. He was just jiggling around.
He came in. Well, at least we heard JJ.
Yeah, we had. That's what I'm saying. He hopped in right at the same time.
So you're gonna send them both links?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'll send JJ a new link, and one join one, and one join the other.
This is good. Y'all watching how this is done. You know, this is gonna be good. We are it's trial and error. So it's the after dark version of the show. I'm a little bit more relaxed. Lloyd does not have me screaming at him anymore.
Y'all figure it out.
So did he get knocked out? Is that what
I
happened?
think so.
So when John joined in, JJ got knocked out.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna send him this different link.
Just when the people thought behind the scenes was so easy.
So easy. I mean, we do a lot of good stuff over here. I'm looking forward to hearing the inside on the U.S. Open, though.
I mean,
Especially-
you got a guy that played in it. Then you saw,
He got aced it in one of them.
and he got the side bump in.
Yeah. Yeah, he was on SportsCenter top 10. He was the whole deal. What we got?
We've done 2 before.
Is it not working?
I gotta reset the password.
Also, before we get into this, Astros. Now, I lost the Astros bet, but they threw an immaculate inning. How you feeling that?
Who did that?
The Astros, immaculate inning, three strikeouts, 9 pitches. See ya.
I guess the same guys, right?
They had 3 guys. Yeah. Each guy struck out on 3 pitches. One guy tried to bunt for a base hit, and I think it was Nate Lowe. And he missed it, fouled it off, and then ended up striking out. And that was part of the 9 pitches, 3 strikeouts.
That's
See ya. That's a tough. Hey, listen, I've been on deck before as a third guy.
of an Immaculate inning?
I was like, so the first guy struck out on 3 pitches. Next
Had you
guy,
seen the first 2 do it?
Well, I saw first guy, fastball, punchy. See ya.
Yeah.
Next guy, fastball. Nobody's even close to this. I'm like, oh my God. this is gonna happen. Like I'm swinging first pitch. I'm not letting him get a perfect inning. And then
We have JJ.
huh?
We got JJ in.
Okay, we got one.
We got one of two. I'll send the other link to JP because I have his email.
Okay.
I'm back, bro.
JJ,
Can you guys hear me?
welcome back. We can hear you loud and clear. Can you hear us? This is a new gig for us. New thing. We're trying to do the 2 separate links
Yeah, DP.
with the video calls. Well, and
I clicked on the original link. I hope I didn't screw anything up.
no, you're good. You're good. Now we're gonna send Peterson another link, and hopefully he can log in and sign in, and we'll have the nice little 3-box video call.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, he's an idiot. He's an idiot. So good luck.
Yeah, he is. It's okay though. Look, he got me, and he got me in a vulnerable position today. I texted him and see if he wanted to come on the show. Obviously, I went to college with him, and I said, "Hey, this is Mikey. You want to come on the show tonight?" He said, "Mikey who?" And then without responding or without thinking about it, I said my last name. I'm like, damn it. He got me. He knows exactly who this is. And so he played it along for a few text messages, and I was like, I should know better than this, but he got me. That's okay. It happens.
Clown.
It happens.
Clown show with that guy daily.
Yeah. Is he in?
No, not yet. Give me 1 second.
That's okay. Okay, I'll let you work. We'll just talk to you. JJ, talk to me a little bit about For the People.
Yeah.
You and Peterson, y'all started this. How long ago did y'all start this? When did it become a thing? Was it an idea, or was it just kind of came up out of nowhere?
Yeah, we kind of started it because we would probably drink too many cervezas until the wee hours. So we would do a Twitter live or an Instagram live or whatever. And then all of a sudden we started getting a bunch of people following us. We're like, man, these people are stupid. Maybe we should do this just for fun.
Hey, we feel the same way, but I love it.
I can't believe they're
that's
listening
it,
to
man.
us.
And we started it January of last year. So we've been going about a year and a half, I guess. And we're cruising pretty good, man. We're about to hit 500,000 downloads.
Wow.
And that's like us being just horrifically inconsistent. Like we are as bad as it gets with that. We kind of do it on Zoom. We don't know what we're doing, but
Hey, we don't either. As you
forward
can
to
see,
the
we're
team
trying to
talk.
make this work as we go.
No, but your setup looks legit, man. Like I could see your setup. I'm like, this guy legit played sports and.
Does my jersey give it away? Did I mess it up? Wait.
That's
Camera's
not, dude.
messing
I'll
up.
trade you, man. I got Corn Ferry tour here. I got a Corn Ferry tour. Number 1 on the money list bib. I'll trade you for a signed jersey.
Hey, that's a
Perfect.
deal.
Swap.
That's a deal. Actually, you know what? I'll give you if you give me one golf lesson. I'll give you something. Yeah, I just need. Look, I have all my friends that are play at university club, and I can't get in on the games because I'm not good enough. Now I have my moments, but I'm not consistent. I need to get better. I need you to help me with that.
No, for sure. Petey and I are a great combos because I hit it about 100 yards farther than him off the tee, and then I missed the green with a sand wedge, and he can hit a 4-iron to a foot.
Yeah.
He can't really putt, and I can putt. So we can teach you guys everything.
That's
So
perfect.
it'll be perfect.
That's perfect. That's what I need. That's exactly what I need. And then the putting is up to me, I would assume, and I'll figure that out later. You know, I'm not trying to make it on tour, so it's okay.
Yeah, putting is easy, man. There's no physical limitations in putting. You can teach grandma in the retirement home how to be a nails putter, or you can teach a little kid, right? But to hit it 350 piss missiles, that's the ticket. So that's the strength.
Oh, we're throwing.
Hey, we were talking about this today. So baseball, you know how in soccer and then they started it with football, they would do a jersey swap after the game. Did they ever do that in baseball ever?
No. So the way it works in baseball
It's a
is
little different.
Yeah, if I'm in now, this is I've talked about this on the show too. That was one of my biggest regrets of playing is I got to play with and against a lot of guys who are probably going to be in the Hall of Fame. And so what you would do is if I'm playing against Mike Trout in LA or even at home,
Yeah.
I would buy his jersey. I would tell our clubhouse guy or their clubhouse guy, hey, I'm going to buy a jersey from the team shop, and can you please send this over to him for him to sign it for me? And then he'll send it back to me, and that's kind of that's the jersey swap in baseball. You don't just take it off. Now, maybe some guys will do it on the field, but that's not usually how it works.
How it works.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a fan of more like the traditional like athletic specimen. Like how good would it be if like John Rahm ripped his shirt off on 18 and Jordan Spieth did and they gave it to each other, even if they're like 10 back or whatever.
Is John Rahm a physical specimen or?
No, John Rahm should not be
like
taking the shirt
strong.
off.
He wears like a 2X and
Right.
Spieth is like a medium, but I think it would be just like a great jersey swap.
I
Like
agree.
something like that.
I think if Tiger ripped off the Tiger Red on Sunday after a big putt and showed how shredded he would be, I think that would be awesome.
Oh, dude, if I could get a mock red from Tiger, like how good of a jersey swap.
Hey,
Oh my God.
how jacked did Tiger look when he was wearing what was it the Masters when he was wearing the green or was it the
No, it was the Masters.
It was the
He
Masters.
looked good in both.
I think it was on Thursday or Friday and he's wearing that green. I'm like, "Oh my God, Tiger's absolutely jacked right now."
Yeah, there's not like people. I mean, it's a joke because you play real sport and
Hey,
people
listen,
are like,
I
"Oh,
love
man,
golf. I wish I was better at golf than I was at baseball.
golf is the hardest sport.
Yes.
Like sports are hard. Sports are hard, but golf is freaking like it's maddening, right? It's like you're competing against guys from 18 to 50, and it's like how hard can a sport be where a guy's 50? It's like, well, Mickelson won the PGA when he was 51. It's like the competition's crazy, right?
Right.
So for sure it is. However, man, it's one of those deals where they're like, man, Koepka, he's ripped, best athlete ever. He could play middle linebacker. And like I teach Danny Woodhead a little bit, and him and Matt Slauson are buddies. And they're just like laugh. They're like, every bone in his body would be broken within 3 minutes of the game.
Yeah,
He was
right. Hey, how good is Danny? Because I saw
he's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, is he like? I know he was trying to qualify for the Open, obviously. How do you think he has a chance in the future to make it to the U.S. Open?
I don't know if that's his goal. I actually talked to him twice today because we were working on some other thing, and he's a plus. So like in golf, I mean, you guys know, but like for your audience or whatever that doesn't, once you're a scratch, which is basically a 0.0 handicap,
Right.
then you go to like a plus.
Right.
So like a plus is actually a good thing for a handicap. So he's like a plus almost like 3. So that's pretty good. So that doesn't mean he quite averages 3 under with like the ratings and slope and all this, but he like averages under par when he plays.
Yeah.
So like as far as him wanting to play Champions Tour or something, who knows? But he's just athletic, dude. Like, the drive. Like, when you play sports and you grow up playing sports and all of a sudden you don't play competitive, like you get something you're pretty good at or want to do and you like get into it, right? You want to improve quick. And that's basically Danny. And then Matt Slauson, our buddy too, that's with him. He was an offensive lineman, probably about 360 at one point.
Huge. Yeah.
And when they retired, lost a bunch of weight, and he started playing, and he's down to like single digits. And
Wow.
it's fun to watch those offensive linemen.
Yeah.
And they got some touch. You think they're just like ripping people's faces off, but they got some touch.
Hey, Danny Woodhead, forget the tours or whatever he's trying to forget qualifying. Get him on the Live Tour, man. I mean, get him on that thing. That's a lot of money in there. If he's a plus golfer and he's getting better, like, I mean, they don't have the competition that they have in the tour on the PGA Tour. Maybe he can get up there and win some money. No cuts.
No cuts. It's like, I was talking to him today. So the Live Tour has an event in Boston, and I was like, he's still like a god in Boston, right? Like everywhere he played. Oh God.
Are we here? John, can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you fine.
Let's go! We did. Hey, Lloyd, you did some work right there. I did not think this was going to work, but it has worked.
Yeah, there's everybody.
Boys.
What's up, fella?
What's up, dude?
What's up, man? Thanks for making this happen. How's dinner?
I'm sitting. So I got my office here. I'm sitting here, and we just moved into this house in December.
Okay.
And I'm staring through my glass door at my family eating dinner right there. And they're just
Nice.
staring
What
at me.
was
So
for dinner? What was for
we
dinner?
better make this count. Shrimp Creole.
Oh,
Shrimp
okay.
Creole.
Good for you.
Oh,
Good
Did you
for
do it? Did you do it on the griddle? I know you've been griddling up everything. Essentially, you've been cooking breakfast, lunch, dinner, all on the new flat top that you got.
Dude, the flat top is the key to life. I don't know if you'll have one of those things, but you throw your pancakes, your eggs, your bacon, and you've got 4 feet of cooking area.
Yeah.
Right. So it's the goat. It's the
I
goat.
need. Oh, well, you live in Dallas. Are you a smoker? You smoke all of your stuff too? Like you a big meat smoker over there?
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I had a green egg. I had a green egg, and I didn't like it. It took
Yeah.
forever to get the temperature. And it just wasn't for me. Now I'm not a big meat.
That's just
smoker,
one of
no.
our sponsors.
I'm
No big
not-
deal.
Well, y'all can keep them. Y'all can keep them.
Now that we got both of y'all on here, right? We talked a little bit about For the People and talked about how y'all are just kind of a bunch of idiots just doing it on was it, I think, Twitter, and then y'all gained a following and started doing it, and now y'all enjoy doing it. I love listening to y'all. I like watching the clips. I like listening to, y'all act like idiots because we do the same stuff here, right? We talk a little bit about golf. I know a little bit about golf. Obviously, I don't know as much about golf as y'all do. Talk to me about the Open coming up. How hard is it going to be? I know they like to make it almost impossible. You have played in the U.S. Open. So explain to me a little bit what goes into that and how hard do they try to make those courses?
So I guess the best way I can put this in baseball terms for y'all.
Yeah, talk to me in my language.
Yeah. So it would probably be as if you're walking up. Open is pretty much the worries of golf. I mean, it's the hardest tournament. It's the hardest to win of the year.
Uh-oh. I think you froze on us. He may be getting a phone call? No phone call.
I think he's on the computer.
No phone call. I think you get frozen.
I think he's frozen.
Yeah, he's frozen.
6 hours. Pars are good. It's just the hardest test in golf. It would be exactly like having to hit a home run off Josh Beckett every time you step up to the plate.
Josh Beckett, what a reference.
Way to date yourself.
No, that's a great reference. That's a great reference because Josh Beckett is nasty.
Yeah, he is.
He's 50.
Yeah, he was dirty.
That was a great reference.
I mean, he won 2 World Series by himself.
You were right.
Him and Miguel, but yeah, by himself.
He's by himself. I'm a golfer. That was an expert baseball
reference. That was I respect that. That's like if I said a Jasper Parnovich reference, that'd be like, wow, okay. He knows a little bit about the history of golf.
Yeah. I pulled that right out of my ass for y'all.
You did. I appreciate that.
From the fighting era.
From the fighting era. It's true. Who in the field do you think has the best chance? Obviously, I know what the odds are. We're partners with Caesar, so like Trey Wingo came in on Monday and showed us the odds and talked about who he thought was going to win. Obviously, he put Scotty Scheffler in there, but of course, he's number one in the world. Like, why would you not put him in there? Who is somebody that someone's not really talking about that you think has a good chance of winning it? This is for both of y'all, obviously. Don't let John hog up all the TV time.
Yeah, this guy was relaxed.
Yeah,
right
dude,
there.
I'm a Sam Burns guy.
I don't think he
Yeah?
Sam Burns.
Yeah?
Guy.
I don't think Killeen can hear me, but I think it's Cam
I know
Smith.
Petey can hear me.
Cam Smith's my guy. Cam Smith has, he won the Players. He should have won the Masters, but he blew up on the 12th hole. Made what did he make? Like a 7 at Augusta on Sunday and lost. But it's going to take a grinder. This week's going to take a grinder. It's going to take a guy that is going to miss some greens and not get frustrated with himself. Try to make these hard pars that are really tough in the U.S. Open. It's going to take a guy that's not going to give up, and Cam Smith's not ever going to quit. He's just one of those guys that won't quit. And he's kind of being overlooked. I like a guy that's being overlooked in a U.S. Open, not a guy that everybody's talking about. And I have him. I picked him in my survivor pool. We pick one guy every week for the whole year. I took Cam Smith this week.
Well, who do you got? Who's your dark horse? Like, who's the guy that no one's really going to take serious until we get to championship day?
God, that's a tough one. You got to go with a grinder. I mean, I'd go with like a Tom Hoagie.
Oh, okay. I like that one. Yeah. A
guy like Tom Hoagie who hits it really good, but he's also, he's from North Dakota. He played golf like 3 months out of the year growing up, and he'd play in the snow and stuff. He's just a tough kid. I think Tom Hoagie could surprise some people.
You talked about Cam Smith blowing up 7. I think it was a 7 on the 18th or whatever it was. How lonely is that feeling? Like, is that like the 10 Cup feeling of like, damn, I have this in the bag, and then you try to do something, and then all of a sudden you play 4 rounds of flawless golf, and one hole puts you in this like mental state of mind of like, I just want to go jump in this pond and never come up.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I've been there a million times in my career. And you know what? It just takes one more after you're like, all right, that's it, I'm done, and then you quit like I did. So So anyway, I think Cam Smith was just so deflated after that. It took a while for him to start playing good, but we saw him start playing good at the PGA Championship. I think he finished like 7th or 8th there. And he's built for majors. The dude's built for majors.
Puts the eyes out.
That's why I like him this week. Yeah, he does. He putts great, chips great. He doesn't hit it very good off the tee, but everybody's going to miss a shitload of fairways this week in that U.S. Open. That's just kind of the name of the game. So I like him. When I've played in 2 Opens. I played in 2012 and in 2013. Got paired with David Toms in 2012.
That's kind of fun.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, right in front of Tiger Woods. We were the second to last group on Saturday. It was probably one of the highlights of my career because obviously David was an idol of mine growing up, and then the LSU connection, all that right out of college. But the rough at Olympic Club was a solid. I don't know. It was like 2 iPhones if you missed it by 20 or 30 yards. I mean, it was a solid 10 or 11 inches, and you couldn't find your ball half the time. So, and they kind of stagger it too, so it's shorter by the fairway, and then it gets longer and longer and longer. So the worse you are, the better chance you have of never finding that golf ball. So I like Cameron Smith this week. I think Cameron Smith is gonna contend on Sunday just because he's tough. He's a tough Australian guy. Yeah. He also looks very homeless right now. He looks like he hadn't bathed in about. He looks like Lloyd. Looks like our producer. Look at him. He looks just like Lloyd. He is the Lloyd version on the PGA Tour.
Oddly enough, Cam Smith was my pick to win also. Because I know he could put the eye. Let's go. I got to roll with my guy. Got a little mustache, he could put the eyes out of it. I was concerned about the rough a little bit. And then I think I don't know what hole, I think they were on 8 or 9 whenever they showed the split fairway and they dropped a ball on the middle of the fairway that rolled all the way into the water. When they had, I don't even know who was showing that, but it shows how the test of U.S. Open, even if you hit it down the middle, you could still be in the shit.
Yeah, that was kind of a chicken shit, that's kind of a chicken shit hole, though. I mean, you can't hit down the middle of the fairway and then go into the water. That's a terrible break. I'm all for courses being hard. I think University Club in Baton Rouge,
Jesus Christ,
one of the hardest golf courses in the country. Doesn't matter, where you're 7,700 yards at sea level. Come on. Yeah. But U Club doesn't really have any wacky Mickey Mouse things. Right. That right there, what Lloyd was talking about, you hit it down the middle of the fairway and goes in the damn water. That's Mickey Mouse golf. Nobody wants that.
No doubt. JJ, you mentioned you like Sam Burns. Why do you like Sam Burns? Obviously, we're biased. He's an LSU guy. He's coming off of the Colonial. Was it 2 weeks ago? Mm-hmm. 2 weeks ago,
last week.
No, I think it was last week.
No, it was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
It's a baseball pod.
Yeah, not a golf pod. That's what y'all are here. He won in a
he got the jacket. He got the plaid jacket. Yeah.
In a playoff hole against Scotty. Obviously, they're boys. He made an unbelievable putt to win. Why do you like him in this? And is it good just because you feel like he's hot, or do you feel like his game plays to the course?
Yeah, I mean, I think you got to have a guy that's where their game is in form or whatever. But I think he's tough, dude. I just think he's tough. The course seems kind of squirrely. I know U.S. Opens are they're known to have a couple funky breaks. I think he's pretty disciplined where he can hit some good shots. And if it ends up in the shit or whatever, even after a good shot, he'll bounce back. But I think it's a good pick. I mean, you're crazy not to say, yeah, my pick is Scheffler, Rory, Rahm. Just go down the list like that. It's easy to say that, but he would be my guy. Not even a dark horse really, because I think he's top 10 right now. Yeah. So that I couldn't hear what Petey was saying. For some reason, when he talks, I could hear you guys everything, but for some reason I couldn't hear anything he was saying. But it sounded like Cam Smith. was his guy.
Yeah,
so I was sitting here like a total. Sitting here like a mute, but Cam Smith was his guy. I don't know if he can hear me at all when I'm talking, but dude, I like Sam Burns. I mean, that'd be awesome for LSU. But he's just tough, dude. I mean, I think the U.S. Open, you got to be disciplined, and I don't think he screws up. Yeah. I think he just hits the right shot all the time, and he knows how to execute.
No doubt. Now, this is a question for both of y'all. Now, I guess since if you can't hear each other, I'm gonna try to moderate this. Baseball and golf guys are very similar to each other, like athletes. I feel like a lot of baseball guys play a ton of golf. A lot of golf guys follow a lot of baseball. I think there's a lot of similarities to it. Have y'all been following baseball? And if y'all do, are y'all more of the Major League Baseball type or the college baseball type?
Well, I'll answer. I grew up in San Diego, man. So I'm a huge Padres fan.
Yeah, I mean,
I follow Major League Baseball my whole life.
Give a shit about the Major League Baseball scene that much. I mean, I really just don't care. Sorry, I really don't care about pro golf either. But I think amateur sports are just so pure. They're just so pure. You're not getting paid. Like I can't tell you're laughing.
Keep going. No, keep going. You're doing good. You're doing good.
Both of y'all are doing great.
You're
Sweetie.
doing great.
I love it.
Great. Keep going.
I can't tell what's going on.
Yeah, that's it. John, you go first. And then we'll let JJ go second because I don't know. Like our technology's a crazy world, man. I don't know anything about it. So let's just do this. We got you on there. You go.
They found me off the street.
I could.
Yeah, we can tell.
Yeah, you look like it. I like college sports. I've always been a college sport guy. Obviously, we all went to LSU, and we had an awesome experience there. And then, we all turned pro and did fine out there too. But college athletics was probably the highlight of my sporting career. I love being part of the team. I love having other guys depend on me. I love trying to set an example for younger guys. I just loved all of that about it. And then, baseball's different because you're still on a team when you turn pro. You're not when you turn pro and golf. It's just you. Everybody wants you to shoot 150 every time you tee it up when you turn pro. That because you're taking money out of their pocket, right? So, that was my thing with college sports. It was the highlight of my golf career. I loved my team. I loved LSU sports, and I'm following LSU baseball. I can't believe we dropped that last game to Southern Miss.
I thought once you won those first two, I thought, man, there's no way they lose, but they ran out of pitching, bro. Starting pitching was the Achilles heel.
So you're going to have to correct me here because I'm obviously going to be wrong on my stats. But isn't it something like 80% if you win the first two games in a regional that you advance? Yeah.
I mean, once you get through that second, if you're 2-0 in a regional, that is pretty. The odds are in your favor, right? It's hard because especially in college, you don't really have that deep of a staff to be able to go and win all of those games with And
the turnaround's so short, it really turns you back to like childhood baseball.
Yeah,
you're not used to having to play that many games in that span of a window, so it becomes tough for the teams coming out of a loser's bracket to advance and kind of keep going.
Yeah, but I thought
we burn a bunch of our pitchers too. We burnt more pitchers in 2 games than most people.
Well,
should,
that's the thing is our starting pitching staff does not go. They're not long. They don't go deep in games. So then you have to rely on the bullpen, which has been the strength of the staff, but. When you rely on the bullpen that many times throughout the course of the year, they get burnt out, bro. They get cooked by the end of the year, and by that time, when you need them the most, they're worn out and they don't have as much action.
Those guys, it's tough for those guys. They're not stretched out. To have to go back to backs like that, it becomes really tough as you progress throughout the season.
But Omaha's gonna be fun, man. It's gonna be fun. They have 4 SEC West teams in Omaha, which is unbelievable.
It is gonna be fun. I don't know how y'all stand on this, but everybody's always preaching, SEC this. I want all the SEC teams in Omaha. I'm like, no. To hell with that. I want all of them to be out.
Right. Hey, I'm just happy.
I want to suck more than the SEC team.
I'm just happy Tennessee lost. I can't stand those guys.
I think the entire country was unified against Tennessee.
Yeah, we were just talking about that. I've never seen, especially a college baseball team.
Yeah.
I've never seen somebody that gets so much hate in college baseball. But look, that's a credit to college baseball and how popular it's getting around the country. And I think that's good for the sport. It's going to be, I think Omaha's going to be fun. I think obviously odds are an SEC team wins it because there's 4 of the 8 teams there that are SEC teams. Yeah. But you never know. Notre Dame's hot. Oklahoma's hot. Who knows?
So wait, JJ, what you got? You're a Padres fan?
Yeah, man. I grew
Colleen's
up
a
in San
homer
Diego,
for pro
so I'm a
sports.
Major
Let him
Baseball
go.
Guy. I mean, dude, I like college baseball, but I'm been a Padres fan forever, man. So I was a kid back in the day, like Tony Gwynn, Ken Caminetti.
You're about to say you're a Ken Caminetti guy?
Ken Caminetti. God. Hey, R.I.P. Ken Caminetti. He's on too much juice.
It's not.
Yeah, he likes the juice. He likes the juice.
He likes the juice.
I think his son's committed to LSU.
Like the juice.
Is he?
I think so. Cam Caminetti, I think, is an LSU commit. That's his son.
Wow.
Oh, he is?
Wow. There's a little nugget
switch
for you.
hitter, won the MVP, man.
Yeah.
You know what the best thing to happen to college baseball for someone that doesn't watch it a ton, the best thing to happen is the streaming. Once the streaming started, like the ESPN Plus stuff, it's all over the place now. Like you can watch every game. It's awesome. Where you would only watch, the only thing that was even on all year was the super regional and College World Series. That's it.
Right.
So I think now it's awesome. You can watch them more, become a lot more popular, and it's I mean, it's fun to watch.
One of my best friends is obviously plays for the Padres, also Nola. So I have a vested interest. I actually have an interest in the Padres tonight because they are one of my 6 picks that I've had. I had them to win the money line against the Cubs, which I don't understand how. Now I know they're playing on the road in Chicago. They are plus money to win the game, which I don't. I'm kind of confused on that, but I took it. Obviously, I took the Padres to win outright against Chicago, which I don't understand how, but. I have I like Hosmer. I'm friends with Will Myers. Like I have a vested interest on the team. So look, you're a fan of the Padres. I like the Padres. There's worse teams to be fans of. That's for sure.
Yeah, dude. No Tatis. Once Tatis comes back, I mean, how good?
I don't know if he's coming back.
But when's he coming back? That's the question.
He might not. I thought he was coming back pretty soon.
Well, I
just
just
had
saw
a setback.
I just saw an article and said he hadn't even started swinging a bat yet. He signed that big old deal, hadn't played.
I think
big fan.
That would really cut him right there too.
Dude, if he does, he hurt himself on a motorcycle, which like voids his contract or something. But I was like,
and why would you admit that?
Yeah.
Why would you admit? Yeah. Why? Just say I fell or something.
Do a baseball thing where I sneezed.
Yeah.
If that thing's holding him out this long, we probably
That's how I
tell.
broke my wrist.
Yeah. All right, so JJ, I'm going to ask you this question first, and then John, I want you to answer this one after, right? We talked about Lloyd actually made me think about this. He said sneeze, right? Baseball, especially spring training, has very weird injuries. This is necessarily, and it's superstitions, right? Like weird stuff. So I mentioned I had the 10 cup reference earlier.
Yeah.
What is the craziest thing you've seen on the course to like fix a swing? Think of like maybe fix a thought process, because I've done some crazy things on the baseball field to get myself out of a slump. What's the craziest thing you've seen on golf? I think that's where a lot of the similarities are between baseball and golf.
Dude, I think the easiest shots are the most mental. So like I've played with pros on the PGA Tour, and like Sergio's done it, where he'll like literally go putt cross-handed, putt normal, and putt with his eyes closed. I've seen him do all 3 of those the same round. I swear to God, same round. So like, I don't know if that's superstitious or like, you know, a little bit of a mental situation going on, but dude, stuff like that happens all the time. Like you have like little like small things, like a lot of guys like mark their, you know, ball like heads up only. Like I always used to mark mine heads up in case I had to move it. If I moved my coin like in someone's line, I'd move it to tails. So like I knew that I had to move it back, because you'd be shocked how many times guys forget to move it back. It's a penalty.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Move it back. So like something like that, just because like I don't want to be the guy cost himself like $500,000 not to move his freaking coin back on the last hole or whatever.
Right. So
like I would do that, but golfers are weirdos, man. Like if somebody plays good on a Saturday, they'll wear like the same shirt. Hey. I think it's more of like I think it's more of a fluid, psychotic situation.
Hey, baseball is the same. Baseball is the same thing. John, what do you got?
Y'all know Andrew Loop.
Yeah, I do. I actually saw Andrew Loop the other day.
All right. So me and Andrew lived together for 3 years at LSU, freshman year through junior year. And our sophomore year,
those
he
walls
started
could talk.
getting a bad.
No shit.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
What walls?
That Oak Book apartment complex, we never got our deposit back.
No shit.
He never got our deposit back.
Never put one down.
Not only did we not get it back, we had to pay double on top of it. Because we had so much damage. Anyway, Andrew Luke got through it. He was in a bad slump our sophomore year at LSU. We played golf's different. Golf plays in the fall and the spring, so you're always going. Right. We missed more school than any other sport on campus, which was a great deal.
Yeah.
But Andrew, he got behind a little bit in golf, but he's still obviously one of our best players, so he's playing every week. So he had a little bitty towel. It was, like a towel you'd wash your face with in the shower or something. And he had it in his back pocket for whatever reason when he hitting balls one day. Went on the golf course at U Club and shot 7 under. It was in his back pocket. And so he found it at the end of the day, and he had been in a slump, right? He had been playing bad. And so the next day was qualifying. He shows up and he has his golf towel in his back pocket. Like the full-blown golf towel. I'm talking like 2.5, 3
big
feet.
Gatorade
Yeah,
towel.
hanging down to his knees.
Like this thing's hanging. It's almost hitting the ground.
Old school quarterback towel, the Drew Brees towel.
Friday Night Lights.
Yeah. So this motherfucker plays the entire year, our sophomore year at LSU, with a massive towel, beach towel almost, hanging to the ground. I remember he teed off in front of me at the SEC championship our sophomore year. And he's teeing his ball up, and his towel's like hitting his ball as he's teeing it up. I'm like, there's cameras out, there's a bunch of people, SEC championship, and we're playing with like Auburn and Vanderbilt or something, I don't remember. And I'm standing behind the tee watching him because I was last off, and he was right in front of me. He hits his tee shot, dude, and he smashes his drive right down the middle, and that towel's all flapping in the wind behind him. And he looks at me, he goes, "It's got to be the towel."
Oh, that's awesome. Boys, I appreciate this. I know we had a little bit of technical difficulties, but at least we could hear y'all and you could hear us. I know y'all couldn't hear each other. Hopefully y'all have that recording and it worked out on the back end. Uh-oh.
Yeah, you bet. You bet.
No, man, I'd rather hear you guys than him anyway.
Yeah.
So thanks for having me.
No, man, I appreciate it, and I'm a huge fan of the show. I hope we can have y'all back on. Hopefully we get the bugs fixed up and
I have no idea where to start.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I'll get someone else to come and produce it.
I hope that goes well.
I hope that goes well. Man, hey, y'all enjoy it. We'll have y'all back on. I appreciate y'all for doing this, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Adios.
Yeah,
All right,
thanks
boys.
for having me.
See y'all.
See y'all.
Actually, not that bad.
That wasn't that. That was not that bad. That was not. Hey,
You had to let him go a little bit to get the double.
funny.
There.
That was funny. When they both are talking, I was like, they don't hear anything.
That's the beauty of the show.
Yeah, that's the
You
beauty.
get both of them.
That's the beauty of it.
If they did the recording, I can send it to them.
Yeah.
We'll have the audio of both.
Yeah, because they're not live, so that works.
Okay, good. Because I didn't want to ruin 2 podcasts in
Yeah.
one day. That would be a record for me.
That would be.
Yeah.
But no, they record.
Tough to do, right?
That would be tough.
They record, so I'll text them and I'm like, hey, look,
I could fit more of you. Come on.
We have the recording. Boys, that was a good show. That was a fun show. That was a light show. We got some nice educational talk with Ben, and then we got some fun with John and JJ.
We
They
buttoned
seem
it
like-
up, and then we kind of unbuttoned a couple shirts.
Yeah, we got a little
Yeah.
uncomfortable there. We got a little comfortable. not uncomfortable.
Yes, yeah. The cocktails are free.
Cocktails are free.
The bar
I
was
got
open.
nothing else for us, boys. And we got our segments to hit before we go because you making me cut a promo and make me do some actual work.
I know. Well, the people are getting confused. They hit me in the chat. They're like, every time we see the commercial.
I
on
know.
Colada,
I'm
they're like,
sorry. I'm sorry.
11
We're
to
gonna
1 on Mondays.
We're gonna fix it. We'll fix it. We'll fix it tonight. But keep paying attention to our bets. Go follow our Twitter because I think the bets are gonna hit the rest of the night. I'm hoping they hit the rest of the night. Put us in a really good spot for the first 2 days. I'm dabbling in the baseball world and I'm showing my acumen, hopefully. And nothing better for our promo code, which is Mik'd Up 15, than if I get real hot on the baseball world. And I mean, look, the NBA Finals are gonna be over soon. They play tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
They play tomorrow, so NBA Finals are gonna be over here in the next week or so. At that point, you only got one thing left, and it's college baseball, which we've been crushing. And we haven't even shared those picks. We need to start sharing those picks. We're crushing that. And
Luscious.
professional baseball. And if I can start keep hammering professional baseball, I mean, who doesn't want? If you don't want money, that's your fault, not my fault. So, and then even better than that, I already told you the over 7 wins for LSU for me, I think is a gift of a bet. Go ahead and use that promo code risk-free bet and put it on that. Now you have to wait till the end of the year. I don't know if you can put a risk-free bet on that actually.
Well, wouldn't you be able to?
Maybe you just have to wait until the end of the year to get your money back.
It's fine.
Okay.
As long as you put the bet in.
Yeah, you just gotta put the bet in because listen, that's a gift. And Mik'd Up 15, download the Caesars app. Also, we're doing our giveaway and our I don't want to call it a competition, but our Mik'd Up golf experience in honor of the U.S. Open. We've had some golf talk on Monday and some golf talk on Wednesday, and we have put the rules out on Twitter, and I'll repeat the rules. Basically, what you need to do is you need to download the Caesars app, the Caesars Sportsbook app. If you don't already have it downloaded, use the promo code Mik'd Up 15. Show that you have uploaded money and made a bet and screenshot. You don't have to show the amount of bet. You can obviously black, but I just want to see that you have done it and email it to us. The email is katie@fmeffemm.co or inbox us on any of our social media, and we will have a randomizer pick and select through all of the submissions, and you will win a round of golf with me, Jared, and Lloyd. Now, maybe not all of us playing golf. I will be playing, but it'll be fun. We'll have some drinks. It's maybe not some. Maybe we'll play. Maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Who are we playing?
I don't know. Do you want to play? Are you gonna play?
I'm playing.
Oh, he's playing. Jared's now. If Jared's playing, I mean, I knew you were gonna be there.
Oh, I'm playing.
Okay, Jared's playing.
Oh, we in there.
Jared's in, and Lloyd's the best golfer out of all of us.
See, everybody says that. They set me up to fail.
Hey,
Because I can
under
spray.
promise, overproduce guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I know.
He is trying to play it down already.
But Caesars is fronting the bill. That means food, drinks, entertainment is all.
I'll get the entertainment.
Is all free, right? All you have to do is bring your personality, have a good time, get ready to go. I'm trying to. It may be 1 or 2 people, and we're gonna have a good time. Mik'd Up 15. Screenshot, send it in. If you already are, or if you already have the app and you already are signed up and you can't use our promo code, that's okay. Screenshot showing that you already have the app, and you can also submit that in.
Screenshot a bet. If you already have it, screenshot a bet that you think would win, and we'll pick from people that put
there we
in
go.
winners.
There we go.
It's not just enough to have the app. You gotta let's see what you do with it.
Ooh, I like that. Add it to that. Okay. Yeah. Show me the bet. You don't have to show me the amount of money, but show me the bet that you picked. If you win, you're in the. If you win using our promo code and getting that risk-free money, and show me the bet that you win, you're in. If you lose, you're out. Out.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming. Happens.
Thanks for not playing.
It happens. All right. Let's get to the. Let's get to our segments.
Let's get to it.
We got rid of the what's for lunch because we're no longer lunch. We have the curtain call. Do you have a curtain call? You do have a curtain call.
Let me check.
I see a few curtain calls.
Oh, yes, this is all okay. So anybody's free to take the fantasy football one, my curtain call, and I feel like a lot of people have seen this already. However, the fake Klay Thompson being able to sneak in to the Warriors arena for a finals game, be able to get up shots for 10 minutes after passing through 5 levels of security, still being able to get in, being able to then retroactively being kicked out for trespassing whenever he's posted photos of himself saying, this isn't trespassing, they let me in. There's nothing I can, it's not my fault. There's nothing I can do about that. So my question to you is, while it is my curtain call, I do say, would you, if you were able to put it in like an LSU perspective, if you were able to go on the field, and you obviously both of you could get on the field, but if you were a fan and you were able to throw the football around for pregame with like maybe one player or something, they're like, oh my God, who is this? But you get to be able to warm up with the team just for a little bit
and get kicked out
and then,
for
but
life.
you never can go back to another
do it.
game again.
Wouldn't do it.
I'm out.
I'm
For
out.
what?
I enjoy the games too much to not be able to go again.
I agree, and this guy is Clay's super fan. He made himself in his spitting image,
Right.
and he's saying he's good with it. He's saying,
Hey, but
But
I got
if you are that person that like really loves watching from the couch, because there are people like that, I'm kind of one of them. It's not a bad gig.
Not a bad gig.
Not a bad one shot.
you can convince yourself
Yeah, right.
that this
Right.
is worth it.
I like that.
Because to be able to get on the field, have video,
Especially if you come out unharmed. Like there's no
Yeah.
injury,
Right.
nothing happens.
and you kind of spin it out there because he got on the court and he hit like 3 straight threes in a
Oh,
row.
did
Yeah, I'm about to pull up the video. And like he laced them, and I was like, that would feel awesome to be able to feel. I mean, he had to feel some sort of pressure out of
Is
him.
he tall?
He looks enough like Klay Thompson to
Yeah,
where
he looks just like Clay.
Yeah.
he was walking onto the through the checkout or whatever you want to call it, like through security, and one of the security guards goes, "Let's get that dub today, Klay," and he was like, "Yes, sir, Dub Nation," and he was like, "I can't believe that just happened."
Is he videoing the whole thing on his phone?
Yeah, I'm about to pull up the video.
No, he has a camera guy.
Yeah, he brought video with him.
Is this somebody catching rebounds and throwing it back to him?
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine?
So he's checking his teammates too.
No,
he's checking
it
like
was
the
just
trainers.
him.
No, but it looks like because Klay seems
Like who's feeding him the rock?
this
That's what
his
I'm saying,
video
like-
guy.
Like, yeah. Run that. Let's
Wow,
go.
that's outrageous.
That's right. The lady.
That's like
who
the
walks-
Aaron Rodgers looking like getting.
He showed up in a full uniform.
I said, first off, if he showed up in this uni, that's a dead giveaway there.
Let's get a dub today, Clay.
They kick him off the court, and the guy asks him for an autograph as they're kicking him off the court because he's not the real Klay Thompson.
We just walked right through security into the stadium, man.
The closer you get, you can say, okay, you don't look like Clay, but he does look like
enough like
Yeah, but you can't show up in a full uniform and convince me that
No.
you're a player.
How long ago was this?
Yesterday, or like the day of the last game.
So this is on a game day.
I mean, he's
Yeah.
walking.
Well, this
in there.
is
I mean,
like
how early is he
like
there? How is he?
Game 5.
Oh wow.
This is before Game
wet.
5.
Playoff security.
Wet.
Hey, playoff security is really
Wet.
on it. All right, this is where my question was. Hey, this is where my question was because this is what I was trying to figure out. I was like, is it literally team staff that's throwing this?
Wait, so
throwing
he's
this
walking
ball
out.
Yeah, he walked off and then they caught him. Watch, yeah, she calls him.
Yeah.
Watch these guys. These guys still think he's Clay.
And he's banned for life for
Look,
this.
he gets a water bottle.
He's banned for life for this.
Uh-huh.
Good luck.
All
They
those
thought he
people
was
need to
Clay.
get fired.
He's banned for life, and they all still got a job.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. I am taking your current call this fantasy football one. I like that one. So we had a fantasy football league for years. Me and Jerry were in the same. We used to have a dynasty league. Obviously, it got a little too hard because everybody had real jobs and commissioner. It's really hard for them. But it's very intense, and we talk a lot of trash, and we haven't really had any crazy like last place finishes. But I've heard a lot of people that have. Obviously, they do the Waffle House challenge and all those stuff. This one,
Take the ACT.
yeah, this one, Fantasy Football League punished their last place finisher by sending him on a date with a giant Winnie the Pooh. I think that would be awesome.
That's unbelievable.
I think that would be so much fun. Like, here's my thing. It's like rookie dress-up day in baseball. Like, some people get butthurt because they have to go and dress up and, like, you go out and you have to look like an idiot. But, like,
Own it.
to me, if you're a single guy in Major League Baseball and you do that, like, they are setting you up for success to go out and meet people because now you have the icebreaker of you looking like an idiot. And now they're like, what are you dressed up like in a onesie outfit of a monkey or of a giraffe or whatever you dressed up as? Like, well, you're not an asshole by saying, oh, I play in a professional baseball league.
They're setting you up to be able to fondly be like, I'm a Major League
Exactly.
Baseball player without
Exactly.
sounding like an asshole.
So this is great. So then you go and look at this, and you're like, damn, you have Winnie the Pooh, and like people see it and they start laughing. Like people would love that. I think that's great.
It's pretty funny.
He had to sing Winnie the Pooh.
It'd be better if it was like an.
And he had to sing Winnie the Pooh happy birthday.
It'd be
That's-
better if it was an actual like, hey, we're gonna pay this person to dress up as Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
And then you have to actually
Act like an idiot,
you have
too.
to actually,
Yeah, I thought
like,
that's
talk
what it
to him and
was.
stuff. That
When I
would
read it, I
really
thought
be-
it was a person in a Winnie the Pooh costume.
I don't think you could bring somebody as Winnie the Pooh because Winnie the Pooh doesn't wear pants. So you can't have somebody sitting there pantsless.
Well, no, like a Winnie the Pooh like
Are you
costume.
kidding me?
Oh.
Are you kidding me right now?
Okay, next segment is instead of doing the What's for Lunch that is presented to you by Dozy Place, we are bringing you Not My Fault. We have changed our segment based off the show, and Not My Fault is brought to you by Dozy Place, and Not My Fault is, what is that? You tell me. This is your segment that you brought up, which I love the idea.
Thank you. So this is from a story I read on the internet, and this is I feel like y'all can both relate to because you're both males in the gym, and there's opportunities where things happen in the gym where you're like, oh my God, this is either not my fault or this is my fault, or you can see it by proxy, like, what the fuck are you doing? And this is from a 19-year-old girl that was in the gym, and she was back at a Planet Fitness. She's back in her hometown, joins a Planet Fitness because it's free if you're not like 19 and under, essentially.
14 and
14 to 19. Yeah. And so she starts going to the gym, and she goes at this certain time every day. She starts noticing that a 45-year-old man is following her around to every station she goes to in the gym. So she'll go to the opposite side of the gym just to see. She starts picking up this guy's next to me every time I'm working out. And so she's like, all right, if this is going to be the problem, maybe it's just we go at the same time. So she changes the time she goes. He finds out and starts going at the same time and doing the same thing.
Wow.
So she goes to the Planet Fitness manager and be like, hey, bro, I think this guy is following me around. He's an old, he's 40, I'm 19. I don't really feel comfortable. Can y'all talk to him or, essentially gets him kicked out of the gym. And she wants to know, is this my fault or not my fault?
No, not her fault.
Not her fault.
Not her fault. Like, creeper, dude.
Creeper
like,
101, bro.
this
Stop
guy-
following girls around in the gym, bro. Like,
No.
it doesn't work that way.
Change your whole routine up just for this.
I don't
like,
care if
like,
y'all are the
she did
same
everything
age
right.
or
Like,
not.
she didn't bring attention to him. She's like, okay, I'm gonna change my time. I'm gonna change up my routine. I have a stalker in the gym. Like, I'm gonna do this. He finds out, gets super stalkerish, and after that point, like, okay, this is an issue.
Hey, even if she stayed at the same time and this happened, time after time, she went in there for a series of, different dates, problem.
Problem. But I think she totally removes all doubt whenever you change times from at night to in the morning, and it's like, all right, he's not there for a week, and then a week later he shows up in the morning when you're there. That's when you're like, bro, there's really nothing else I can do.
No.
So,
but there were some people not siding with her, saying it is her fault because oh, look at me, attention. I was like, dude, there's no way.
That's not attention. Now,
But the guy confronted her afterward that he got kicked out, and he said, this is the only gym I can afford. This is the only place I can work out. It's not my fault that you're just being paranoid. She was like, there's no way.
This is the only time span that works for him too.
It seems like all day you have.
No.
And they use the same machines too every day.
Not her fault at all.
Yeah, the leg one. That's what the guys really need. This one.
If only we could really illustrate what was going on.
So this is not part of the not my fault, but you said girls at the gym. So I was in probably 2015. This is right when the Instagram fitness model thing was
popping,
growing.
The algorithm.
It was on the upswing. And
you think it's at an all-time high right now or no?
All-time high. So we're sitting there and we're playing in Gwinnett, which is Atlanta Braves AAA team, and Gwinnett has a pretty good gym right outside of where whatever. And in AAA, you go to a gym and you go in the morning, and the whole team when you're on the road, the whole team goes if they wanted to go. And you work out, and this was a Anytime Fitness or something, right? Had a gym. Which ones are the gyms?
The basketball, Reds Fitness.
I don't know.
Reds? No, it's not Reds. Anyway, it's one of these gyms, right? Has the basketball the gym. It's a nice gym.
LA Fitness, maybe.
Something like that,
I
right?
think it is
maybe LA Fitness, right? So we walk in, and usually you have a lot of people coming in and out, younger people coming in and out. Some attractive, some not attractive. But so I'm in there, and we're at the racks, and we're doing our weights, and
how many dudes? How many?
I mean, we probably have 10 guys there, and this is no joke. And I have my earphones in, I'm whatever, and I'm not I'm against the go talk to a girl in the gym type of thing. That's
such a
you know what I mean, so this girl comes in and she is dressed to the nines, dude, Lulu outfit. Sports bra, makeup, the whole earphones in, the whole deal.
Water bottle.
I saw this whole situation go on literally 2 days ago.
The designer water bottle. Listen, she walks in. She goes to the water fountain, puts a little bit of water on her face. Right,
her work. She's working.
Then she goes and to the
Sounds like me at
picture,
football practice.
to the mirror. Where the racks are, where the free weight, the dumbbells are. The picture, takes a picture of herself that she's working out, gets on Instagram, posts it, grabs her stuff, and leaves. She was there for 10 minutes.
Now here's the question. It reverts back to his not my fault. How much following around did you have to do to see?
Not anything. You know why? Because I told you we were at the racks doing our stuff, and she shows up, and I'm like, wait a minute, what is happening right now? She literally just showed up, take a picture, and left.
I guess it is leg day for me.
I was like, this is unbelievable. Hey, you see these curls that I'm doing?
I did over 1,000.
Yeah.
I love it. That's
but I was like, damn, that's a lot. That's effort. Hey, you know what?
The water on the
lifestyle.
face.
I mean, she went through the whole thing.
I wonder if she did anything else the rest of that day. Did she leave home again?
Oh, she was glued to that phone. Hoping
she definitely had a ring light going on.
See how many followers. That was before the algorithm changed where it was easier to get easier to get likes. You know what I mean?
Before the explore page.
Yeah, that's when that's when they showed you who you followed who and all that stuff. A lot of people got in a lot of trouble doing that.
Yeah, pre-OnlyFans.
That was way early.
That's what I'm saying. That's where she is. Well, probably not now.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
If she wasn't working out.
Maybe she's dabbled now.
That was an aggressive. That was an aggressive moment. But hey, get it how you live it. You know what I mean?
Did she look like she does work out though? At some point,
she wasn't out of shape. She was, but it was just.
She was going there for a photo shoot.
She went there for one reason only, and that was to take a picture, put it on Instagram, and leave.
She probably has a boyfriend too. I'm going to the gym.
Probably.
I'm back.
Great show. Great show
16
today.
minutes
Oh, you
later.
know what it was? She probably
Yeah,
was
just
going
2
to the
hours
gym,
later.
post that picture on Instagram, and then she's two-timing, and she
Yeah.
had to go somewhere else. Like,
I
I told
don't
you I was at the
think-
gym.
I don't think that was the issue, but maybe. I don't know. Great show today.
Went from water to something else. On the
I'm
face.
confident she's still got to
We
work.
are.
I'm confident she's still got to work in at some point. That
Yeah,
Maybe.
absolutely.
Maybe.
Anyway, there's a lot of
We
ways to
we're in
get
the
cardio.
OT. You want me to do the promo tonight?
You want to do it right now live?
We gotta shut the show down. You can't record it live.
Oh, you
actually
can?
We're not doing live.
Do it.
Nope. How many times have I done a one-shot take?
Never.
Never. Okay. Thanks for watching Mik'd Up. We will not be with you on Friday. Unfortunately, we were supposed to have a show from Earl's, but I got a text message today. There is a family event. That room is rented out.
It's karaoke
So
night.
technically our studio is
It's
not.
our night.
You know, we don't. It's not available for us, which is okay. We're getting some traction. We'll continue to gain traction. I actually have some really cool news. Hopefully, we're meeting with the Caesars guy this weekend. I think we're gonna start having some giveaways, which not just giving away like merchandise, like giving away like tickets to games and things like that through the course of the summer to entice you guys. I hate when I say that. Entice y'all to come to
Where did that come from?
playing baseball.
Reward y'all.
Leaving
for the support.
Louisiana.
Yeah, playing baseball. To reward y'all for watching and being listeners and being part of it and subscribing and doing all this stuff, using the Mik'd Up code. There's gonna be different things, but coming to Earl's will be one of them. And then we want to turn that into a party and we want to turn that into like a really cool happy hour on Fridays. And sports are about to be over with, so you need somewhere to go to do something. So that'll be it. You've been watching Mik'd Up. We are brought to you by Sterling Automotive. We're on all podcast networks, Spotify and Apple. Like, subscribe, share it, tell a friend. Use our promo code Mik'dUp15. Download the Caesars app. Use our bets. Our baseball bets are hitting. I love you guys. I'll see you next Monday. Peace.
All right, let's cut this promo real quick.
All right, what is it? Take me off.